and Johnny Hicks, the freshman goaltender. The guy hasn't lost a hockey game, Butchie, since he took the net over in January. We got two tremendous goalies in this hockey game. This is going to be a highlight one.
Only had 3 goals in game number 1. I think we'll have more in game number 2. Ivan Kovic and Hicks are the goaltenders, both freshmen. All 4 freshmen at this Frozen 4 in net. Ivan Kovic makes the first save of the game. A spectacular Michigan uniform. Bouncing puck! Quick whistle for Ivan Kovic. Jack Ivan Kovic, 18 years old, second-round pick of the Nashville Predators. Again, smaller in stature, but full of talent.
But I don't remember Michigan having a goalie as good as Ivan Kovic since Al Montoya way back in the day. He is tremendous at the other end. I talked about him, the freshman. He took over in January. He has not lost a game since he became a Division I goaltender in the NCAA for Denver.
Face off to the left of Ivan Kovic. Samu Salmonen, happy birthday, number 11 for Denver. He's 23 years old today. Here's Robertson. Up the wall to Shifsky. Shifsky sends it deep. This is the veteran heavier line. Let's look at tonight's impact players, brought to you by Capital One. Eric Polkamp, Hobey Baker finalist, highest scoring defenseman in the country, Colby.
Yeah, he's a guy that can really hammer it. David Carl uses him in every situation. Also, Rieger Lorenz, a guy who has been through it with this Pioneer group. And Sam Harris in the regional playing with 2 freshmen in Loveland. He was tremendous. He's one of those guys that he buries the puck when you get him in and around the scoring areas.
Hobey Baker winner announced tomorrow. 2 of the finalists are in this game, Hughes and Polkamp. A heavy, older 4th line of Michigan out there. Draper, Ernesti, and Shifsky save. Ivan Kovic again, and another save. So Denver the early advantage here. Meanwhile, it's Michigan's impact players, brought to you by Capital One.
Yeah, no shortage of star power for Brandon Naurato on this Wolverine bench. We already talked about DJ Hughes. How about Michael Hage, the first-round pick of the Montreal Canadiens? What a force he is on the power play. And then the big 6'5" William Horkoff, 44. Boy, this kid can absolutely wire it.
Face-off won by the Wolverines. Here's Duke, part of the number 1 pair. On defense with Luca Fantilli, Adam Fantilli's brother. Now with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Fantilli, bothered by Fisher. Here come the Wolverines. 31-7-1. Number 1 overall seed of this year's NCAA tournament. Horkoff in front. Puck bouncing into the feet, back to the point, shot. Deflects into the corner. That was Dakota Rayon Mullen at the right point. He's out there with Asher Barnett. Barnett has it now, 5th-round pick Edmonton. He's an 18-year-old. Hage is on the ice for his first shift. Back to the point. Shot deflects over the net. We'll see how Michael Hage looks early, playing with Aiden Park and Adam Valentini. Valentini, just 17 years old, and he has the puck. Shot saved by Hicks.
You like to see early Michael Hage getting into the battle, making sure he lets Denver know, you got nothing on me, I'm 100%. He goes right in front of the net. He mixes up the extracurriculars, but what a good opportunity for Adam Valentini, the 17-year-old. But look, if we know one thing, Hicks sees it, he's going to stop it.
This game's off to a fast start. 6 shots on goal already. These teams will go. This should be an electric game tonight in Vegas. Spence, across, shot, saved by Hicks. Hughes with his first hit. Great move by Malcolm Spence, the second rounder of the Rangers, number 27. Here comes Denver, shot, saved by Ivan Kovic. The second shot hits the side of the net. These goalies better be ready.
That puck rolled on him.
Shot. Harris in the crease. but it's Hughes with it.
Yeah, right as Sam Harris went to let that puck go. It went right up on edge.
Harris has a great wrist shot. We saw it in Loveland, but Ivan Kovic makes that save.
Well, a couple of opportunities early. We've already seen 8 shots on goal. You'll want to watch Malcolm Spence play hockey tonight for Michigan. That crafty little play through the crease there. And TJ Hughes, the leading scorer for Michigan, with a nice look towards the net. I like that he doesn't dust it off, Butchie. That thing's on and off his stick. What a beautiful shot from our net cam that is.
Off the skate of the defender. A little bit of a deflection for Ivan Kovic to deal with. Fantilli to Ernest. Try to go to Keenan Draper. Draper was offside, so Michigan must touch up before they can forecheck, and here they come. Keenan Draper, number 33, son of former Red Wing Chris Draper. He is a Red Wing 7th rounder as well. That is tipped towards Ivan Kovic. Back to play at Fantilli. Over to Duke. And up the wall. You see the respect Denver defense is giving Michigan speed. Shifsky in front. Looking for Ernest, but bothered by Garrett Brown there. Shot from the point, just wide. Shifsky jumps on it. Again, this is the veteran line, this fourth line. A couple of 24-year-olds and a 22-year-old. 2 seniors and a junior. Those are men out there.
I was chatting with Max Pacioretty, who helps this Michigan Wolverine team out before the game with his kids, and I said, who's going to be the difference maker? Both of his boys said it would be Garrett Shifsky, so maybe they know something we don't.
The junior from Andover, Minnesota, 14 goals this year. Here comes Denver now. Lorenz chips it in deep. Good wall play there. David Carl, the tactician, how will he dissect this game and make the adjustments? Brown to Ashcroft. Michigan aggressive on the points.
How about David Carl told us the other day he doesn't have a good memory. I don't know if I bought that one, Butchie. I think he's trying to throw us off the scent a little bit.
Barnett. Conley. Moving it to his partner, Rayon Mullen. Go to Rayon Mullen. 19 years old himself. Turnover. Harris, one-timer. Stick breaks and goes 50 feet in the air from Anderson as Ivan Kovic makes another glove save. Twig went helicoptering inside the T-Mobile Arena here.
I had to keep my eyes up, Butchie, as the broken stick was heading my way, and Ken Anderson, a little Happy Gilmore action. This will get Michigan into trouble, right? Rayon Mullen off the set breakout just misses Michael Hage, and we know Denver's a patient team. They will sit, they will wait more, and then they will pounce. So puck management going to be important for the Wolverines.
Yeah, their defenders are retreating a bit early. They do not want to give up that early odd man rush and get behind in this game. Scoring first, so important for both teams.
Well, you could see early, both teams only really forechecking with one guy. Both teams playing a 1-2-2.
Here's Hughes. TJ Hughes on it. Across the middle, collides with Caswell, the freshman. Denver, quick changes again.
A little extracurricular between Caswell and Spence right in front of me. A little late hit and then a little glove to the face from Caswell, and they're still chirping at each other. Oh yeah, Spence has a lot to say here. I like it.
Valentini, shot, saved by Hicks, it's loose, but he covers up.
Well, these two teams are wasting no time. Clark Caswell running into TJ Hughes, and the extracurriculars are moving.
Michigan Wolverines trying to break that drought that they've had. Back in 1998, Brian Greasy, the football team, wins the national championship, and the hockey team counters with one of their own. We just saw the Michigan men's basketball team win Monday night. Will that give Michigan hockey a chance to make it a double? We've never had a college basketball national champion and a hockey national champion from the same school in the same year.
Well, you know the drinks are flowing at the Brown Jug in Ann Arbor, watching their beloved Wolverines looking for that second championship in as many weeks.
Face off to the right of Johnny Hicks. A couple of goalies again under 6 feet tall. Page taking the face off. He wins it. Shot from the point. Tip off the glove of Hicks, but it goes to his side and not behind him. Page to the net. Tipped. Park blocked that more than he tipped it. Here comes Denver. Onside at the line. Valentini, the 17-year-old, draft eligible. He'll be a first or second rounder this summer. Here come the Pioneers. McMorrow, he can fly, number 22. Keep an eye on him. Here's an exciting player right here. Perron, back shot, just wide. He fouled Hughes. Jaden Perron is electric. Carolina third rounder, number 18.
Yeah, that extra puck handler, he hangs on to it for 1 extra second to draw that extra body before dishing that to Hughes.
Michigan brings waves of talent. But Denver can deal with talent. Here's Perron again. We got a high sticking penalty, I believe. You know, it's a holding call behind the play. I think it's on Michigan.
Yeah, I think Tyler Duke's going to go here. Number 5. One of the best penalty killers for Michigan.
Hockey East officials in this one.
Yeah, that's a good call right there. You get the free hand out. There's a great look right from our ref cam, so you get the vantage point right inside your living room, what the officials on the ice are seeing. And that'll be the standard now, right? The free hand. I think it's important. Players understand.
Denver is 19-3 when they score first. Michigan 24-3.
Michigan penalties, number 5.
Polkamp can absolutely slaughter hockey pucks. Number 23 for Denver. The right-handed shot, top part of your screen.
Duke of Michigan.
Shot, rich shot. So strong. Ivan Kovic the save, and Michigan gets the clear.
Josh Ernessy, number 6. He was pre-rotated out, just waiting in that lane for when that puck came to Polkamp, which is why he didn't take the one-timer, Butch. He waited and he changed the angle before he shot it.
Good defensive play for Garrett Shiskey. Out there killing the penalty. Nick Moldenhauer also out there, number 9. Toronto third round pick. Another clear for Michigan. This has been no problem so far on the PK, 1 minute in. This is the first Frozen Four to be played in the Pacific time zone since Anaheim in 1999. Salmon dumps it in. And again, Michigan gets it and clears it. This has been no problem killing this Denver power play.
Yeah, well, the Denver power play coming into this game just under 20%, right? They're the one team in this Frozen Four that doesn't have a top 10 power play, and we're seeing them struggle to get in and set up right now.
Now they're set up. They have time to get another grade A chance. Salmon back to the point to Buckberger. Second unit on. Lorenz, high bumper shot, he whiffed. Buckberger has it back. Boston Buckberger, also double-digit goals from the blue line. Off his skate and out. That's going to do it for the power play. Duke.
Michigan.
Too much sauce on that pass, Butchie. Too much spin, too much sauce. Buckberger, when you try to take that off your foot, it doesn't kill the spin on the puck, and that's why that thing rolls away.
Lorenz bothered by Fantilli, hit by Spence. Power play actually slowed this game down. It was excellent pace back and forth. That's what Michigan wants for sure. You can see what an excellent skating team they are here in the early going.
Interesting to see Michigan play this backed off 1-2-2. Not used to that out of the Wolverines.
Plenty of room for that stretch pass to be completed for Denver. Turnover. Shot! Score! The freshman class of Denver strikes again.
Tic-tac-toe. Off the turnover. Chizowski starts it with great stick detail as he comes in and blocks the outlet pass. Right there, and then I just love Brendan McMorrow. That puck comes to him. He already knows where Chizowski is. It's on and off his stick, and so difficult for a defense or for a goaltender to make that save off of a one-timer coming across like that. And that is Denver hockey right there. Great forecheck, great stick detail, knowing what you're going to do with the puck before you get it, and the freshmen continue to shine for the Pios. Just watch how quick that puck got off Brendan McMorrow's stick, and look at this camera angle. You see the puck get through his legs as he's sliding from right to left. Little pinball off that inside leg.
Might have deflected slightly off the Michigan defender as they went on a one knee to block. It looked like it might have been a change of pace as Ivan Kovic got. He doesn't look that bad on 5 goals. What speed is coming in at.
A good pickup by you, Butchie. I couldn't tell that down here at ice level, so it's a good set of eyes you have.
Sebrian centering the freshman McMorrow and Chizowski. We highlighted the freshman class before the puck drop, and there they are. Both getting a point on that goal. Sebrian, that high center ice position, responsible, making that first touch pass off the turnover. And Denver, the hottest team in America, unbeaten in their last 15 games, 14-0-1 since January the 24th against St. Cloud State. The Wolverines lead the nation at 4.6 goals per game. They have plenty of offense and, of course, plenty of time to go. But here comes Denver. Rieger-Lorenz out there using his big body. This is game number 167 in his career for Rieger-Lorenz. Already has one national championship on his resume, the 24 natty in St. Paul. Slams the glass. He wanted a holding the stick penalty there on Barnett. Couple of Michigan turnovers in their own end. We talked about their young defensemen before the game. Could Denver exploit that? Reeder. Astroff back to Reeder. Shot blocked, bouncing just wide of Ivan Kovic. Here comes Ernest. Brown using his big body in front. Draper's there. Can't find it. Ernest has it. Trying to go back to the point. Can't do it. Great stick check by the Denver Pioneers, but back come the Wolverines. Remember the last time these two teams played in Boston in 2022, Michigan was unable to take advantage of their great power play back then because Denver didn't commit a penalty. Will that happen again in this game? Puck goes into the stands. Defensive deflection into the stands, so no TV timeout. We were set to shovel, and here we are. 1 and 2 all time in natties. 10 for Denver. They pass Michigan this decade with the win in Boston to tie Michigan, and then the 2024 natty in St. Paul to take the lead.
And Carconi got away with holding on to the puck for an extra second there, Butchie.
Michigan looking for that power play to get back in this one.
There's Malcolm Spence again, hitting players as they're coming into the bench. Every shift, now he's behind the play, running into guys. He's really 27 in the maize and blue. He's trying to stir up some emotion right now. Maybe drag Denver into a bad penalty.
He's an energy guy. from Mississauga, Ontario. 4 players on this Wolverine team from Mississauga, just outside Toronto. Stick battle in the corner, and the Pios come out with it. Here comes Polkamp. Don't give him room to shoot. Wrist shot on net, saved by Ivankovic. Chisowski almost picked that one up, looking for his second. Horkoff. Here comes Barnett, the defenseman, sends it back in, and Horkoff on the forecheck. Polkamp along the wall, and here comes Denver. Caswell. Mark Caswell, 3 years in the Western League for Swift Current. Seattle, 5th round pick. He had an excellent regional in Loveland for the Pios. Shot, Buckberger, easily seen and tracked by Ivankovic. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first. The Denver Pioneers back in the Frozen Four again. Red hot, staying hot.
McMorrow to Chisowski, a pair of freshmen. How would you describe the impact that the freshman class has had on your program, Coach?
Yeah, they've been a big part of our success. They've grown a lot this year. We expect big things from them. There's 10 of them on our team, so you don't get to this point without everybody contributing. They've been a big part of it.
How do you effectively play great defense in this game while staying out of the penalty box? What's critical?
Well, we got to move our feet and keep our sticks on the ice, and we've done a pretty good job containing them thus far. And the key against a team like them is you can't blink, and you're going to have moments where they're going to make you danger, they're going to make you expose you, but we have to continue to bend and not break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just 36 years old. He got the job in 2018. He was 28.
We're the same age, Butchie. He makes me question everything.
You both got a beautiful young family, young little kids. You're doing your job, young American. 1-0 Denver. Talk about the best players not in the NHL. We hear that a lot with guys in the KHL or college or wherever. That's the best coach not in the NHL. Oh yeah, David Carl.
Well, he said something interesting to Quinn too. Like forever with Michigan, you have to learn how to weather the moment, because there will be moments. They've always been. I mean, going back to TJ Hensick and Kevin Porter, they always have players that can make you look bad and make you look bad in a hurry. And it's really about managing those and not letting that turn into a snowball. So that'll be the big test here for this young Denver team.
And one reason why they have the 28-year drought, they've always had young guys. Shot just wide of Ivankovic, but they have a goaltender this year, highly touted, and a little better defensive team, an older 4th line, so they're trying to find that mix at Michigan. They get anybody they want, but they're trying to build championship teams, college hockey championship teams, and you need bigger, older, heavier dudes to do that.
Well, they've just been so much better this year through the neutral zone. They're not turning pucks over, trying to make that extra play. They're more mature. They'll lay pucks in behind you, and they'll get going on their forecheck.
From the Wolverines, and Page, he's been effective early. Barnett shot, easy save by Hicks. Sticks on the ice for Denver. That's a David Carl commandment. You don't get those flimsy, high-sticking penalties. You win your stick battles, stay out of the box. They did it in 2022, and they'll try to do it in this one. That increases their probability to win exponentially. Harris, here's room for Denver now. Epperson, he's a fun player to watch. Number 8 for Denver.
Well, the skill, Butchie, it's never been higher. Watch this pickup by the Montreal draft pick. Sam Harris grabs that puck, pulls it in, recollects it. We got a hockey game.
Again, Denver 19-3 when they score first this year. The Pioneers seniors are just the 2nd class in school history to reach 3 straight Frozen Fours. They also did it in 1973. Here comes Horkoff of the Wolverines. Michigan needs one. Pass in front. Duke has room. Shot. Deflected up into the netting. Czyzowski went down to block it. Hicks was behind him.
This time of year, you need guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and Tyler Duke walks in, and that's actually a save
off his helmet
by Johnny Hicks. Look how he gets out, and he just fights that one. Maybe a little shoulder, little helmet.
Noggin save and a beauty. Right off top of the helmet, right off the bower, and it hit. And went into the netting.
You told me the stat, Butchie, but he's won an absurd amount of games over the last, what, 4 or 5 years of his hockey career?
75, 13, and 2. The dude just doesn't lose.
Yeah, you just start looking up and down this Pioneer roster and what these freshmen have chipped in. We talked a lot about Brendan McMorrow, who had a great season last year in the USHL. He's coming, he's battled some injuries, but boy, has he been good at the right times.
Josh Earnesty, number 6, his 11th goal of the year. And the 24-year-old senior from Apple Valley, Minnesota, has us all square at 1.
Well, there's that mighty Michigan goal song that anybody who's ever been at Yost knows. And keep an eye on Earnesty off the draw. Just jumps in and wins a puck battle, gets physical, and picks up that loose change. Too difficult for Hicks to pick this one up through the screen of Eric Jamieson, the freshman defenseman. And it's the 4th line that you mentioned, Butchie, for this Wolverine team, bringing a little bit of offense and knotting this game at 1.
Yeah, Keenan Draper just stayed with that puck. He was the center iceman taking the face off. He was getting his bucket pushed down, and he just kind of hung in there, and that allowed Earnesty to toe drag it to himself and rip it.
It's that over-under face-off play that we saw in the last game, right? The inside comes over, the outside winger goes under. They're both on their offside, so if you do get the puck, you're on your forehand with your stick towards the middle, and that one pays off for the Wolverines.
Josh Earnesty looks like a lumberjack over there. He's got hair coming out of that bucket in every direction. Look at him.
Looks like a character from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he was taking down some redwoods today for his morning skate.
Michigan goal, his 11th of the season.
11th of the year for Josh Earnesty. And here comes Perron. He's dangerous. Four-cut shot saved by Hicks.
Draper. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 18 seconds.
Earnesty from Draper.
Earnesty is 11th of the season from Draper. Time of the goal, 16.
Just over 3 to go in the opening frame. 1-1 in Vegas. The winner plays Wisconsin for the Natty on Saturday. Cole McKinney, Sharks' second-round pick, reverses to Barnett. He's looking back to the point to Rayon Mullen. Page is out there, number 19. Quick shot, deflected. Epperson can't get it. Deflected over to that. Michigan's coming. Shot, score! TJ Hughes.
Well, the fans are on their feet at T-Mobile Arena, and who else but TJ Hughes, the leading scorer, a candidate for the Hobie Baker Award. But how about the puck presence by the 17-year-old 92 Adam Valentini, just to pursue that puck, stay on top of it, does a phenomenal job of getting that one through. And what does TJ Hughes do? He stops on the crease. There's no flyby. He picks up the change, and there's that offensive storm by Michigan, and it's 2-1.
A tsunami of maize and blue has Michigan with a 2-1 lead. 2 goals in 1 minute. Wisconsin had 2 goals in 27 seconds in game 1. So now the Wolverines have the lead, the highest scoring team in the land. We said earlier there wasn't going to be 3 goals in this game like we had in game 1. These teams are flying. There's all kinds of skill. And these goalies better be ready. All kinds of young talent over the ice on both sides in this one. Who will outlast the other? Shifsky. Bothered from behind. Excellent coverage by Denver. Polkat, the defenseman. Rips that wrist shot. Man, can he bring it. Sebrian with McMorrow. This was the line that scored for Denver to make it 1-0, but the Wolverines have responded. 2 goals in 1 minute. Good stick by Ernest. Will Horcock looks around, throws it in front. Looking for Cole McKinney. McKinney, Horcock. Perron will join them. 1 minute to go in the opening period. Fast and furious action in Vegas. Turnover. Sebrian has it. Reverses. Rieger Lorenz, I should say, in the corner. Astroff throws it right back in again. Ivan Kovic calmly stops it. Makes a nice little pass to Fantilli, but he turns it over. And he's covered nicely by Perron. Half a minute left in the first. TJ Hughes, career goal 69 with the Michigan Wolverines. Among all active college hockey players, he by far is the leading scorer, and it's not close. Brown looking for a lane. 10 seconds left. Hughes calmly on the backhand to Valentini. He sends it down. That was Valentini who threw that puck on net. The 17-year-old. It deflected off the end boards onto the stick of TJ Hughes, who gets his 22nd goal of the year and his 69th of his Wolverine career. And Michigan has a 2-1 lead. And Johnny Hicks has given up 2, and that's a rarity for Denver. There's Valentini, the shot. Watch the puck deflect off the glass behind Hicks, and it comes right down to the tape of Hughes. He takes a bouncing puck, settles, and scores. Down the Quint Kesnick, ringside.
Kent Anderson, you said that their skill level makes it important that you guys maintain a certain attention to detail. Did you see that in the first period?
Yeah, 100%. You know, there's a lot of skill on that team, and we saw it there. It's 2 quick ones.
Thank you. Colby.
Here with captain of the Michigan Wolverines, TJ Hughes. And TJ, that first goal scored by Josh Ernest, one of your classmates, a 4th liner. For him to get you going offensively, how big and what kind of feeling does that give your bench?
Yeah, so much energy. We don't have a 4th line. Like, Ern's been great all year. That line's been unbelievable for us all year. And those guys are what wins games for us this time of the year. So huge goal for Ern. So happy for him.
For you to get on the board, the guy who leads his team as an offensive catalyst, again, how much confidence does that give your line and the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, I think it gives their whole team confidence. I got lucky bouncer, was able to put it in. Great shot by Teeny, and just kind of landed on my stick. So it felt great to get one for the guys.
And now that you're ahead 2-1, right? You're coming back into the second period with a lead. Does that change anything in the way that you guys play?
No, we're just gonna try to play the same way. Play fast, play hard, play discipline, play Michigan hockey. Just try to do the same thing.
All right, thanks, TJ. Good luck in the second.
Thank you so much.
Butchie.
Sometimes the only thing you need in Vegas is a little espresso Valentini to get you going. And it got Michigan going after Denver made it 1-0. 2-1 Wolverines, Zubin.
I like that.
We asked Brendan Naranjo, I was asking, give me some adjectives to some of your players. I said, Adam Valentini. He said, pitbull, dog. And he was a dog on that play. That's a great pickup by you. Not only the relentlessness, but then the talent to be able to settle the puck down, corral it in traffic, and get a shot on goal. Look out!
Penalty for Tyler Duke here.
Buzzing the tower of the officials, so a delayed penalty. Denver's going to get an early second period power play. It's Duke to the box.
And look, this is a shot directly to the face. Now, the officials can talk about these things. I don't think it's more than 2, but...
Michigan number 5. Minor penalty for high sticking.
Okay, high sticking. You get a chance to see it. Chizowski coming through. Yeah, that's the right call. The stick comes up, catches him in the chin.
Certainly. Hey, you see the peek to the official. He knew what he was doing there.
They're wearing cages.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be all right.
Throw that head back a little bit and then take a peek to see if the arm goes up, and it did. So power play Denver. Excellent chance for them to tie the game. Oh, look out. That was ripped in the Michigan bench by Ernesti. Everyone looks to be okay. Well, actually went in the crowd as well. Think we're okay?
I just saw my life flash before my eyes. Hopefully everybody's all right in the stands.
I think we are. I think we are. Look at this. Look out.
No, that wasn't me. Come on.
Power play Denver. Polkamp can rip it. Over the net. Whether wrist shot or slap shot, Polkamp pulverizes pucks. Number 23. Here he comes. He has it. Bad angle. Works his way up. Back to Caswell. At the top. Epperson. Harris in front of the net. Net front presence. Polkamp looking for a lane. Here it goes. Shot. Ivan Kovic holds on.
David Carl's power play looking a little different than the first one. Going to more of a spread look, trying to calm the pressure down. But look at the Denver sweaters around Ivan Kovic, right? You've got two. Maybe just a little bit too far off to the side. I think Ivan Kovic does a nice job there tracking that puck in. You'd like to see Sam Harris in front of his eyes. Him and Chizowski both kind of flanking on either side.
Second unit on now. Salmonen will take the draw on his birthday. Buckberger at the point. Buckberger. Jake Fisher on the flank. Fisher has it. Down low to Reeder. James Reeder back to Fisher. Kept in by Buckberger. Barely. Quick shot. Lorenz breaks his stick. He's got to go get another one. His teammates will play a quick 4-on-4. Lorenz has his stick. He's back in the play. Buckberger to the net. Fisher trying to pass it back to Lorenz. Couldn't quite connect. Draper, who had an assist on the Ernesti goal, slows down the pursuit of Denver. Salmonen, Lorenz. Heard the broken stick on the ice get in the way. There's two pieces of the stick in the zone. That could cause some issues for Denver. Michigan will take those where they are. Shot! Oh, kick save by Ivan Kovic. Reeder was open on the weak side. There's 3 twigs, 4 broken sticks.
Yeah, Salmonen's
2.5.
stick just exploded on that one-timer.
They get those 2 pieces off the ice. The other 2 pieces still remain with 5 seconds left in the power play. Nice play. Moldenhauer. Saved by Hicks. 5-on-5 hockey. 1 shot on goal for Denver on that power play. Harris back in the zone. Good pass. Ashcroft. Shot. Score! We're tied. Just his 3rd of the year for number 3.
Well, the guy who's not going to end up on the score sheet on this goal, but does all the dirty work, is Clark Caswell. And we've seen the skill and the poise of Sam Harris. But watch 25 in front of the net. As Ashcroft shoots this puck, Ivan Kovic is looking around Clark Caswell. It's a perfectly placed shot, but boy, that is all about the net front presence. Ashcroft delivering a puck towards the net, and Butchie, this is going to be a high-scoring hockey game. I think we are going to see a lot of goals over the next little while.
It's championship formula offense. Bodies in front of the goalie, right in front of the blue paint, pucks towards the net, and hope you get properly timed screens or deflections, and then you hope to get goals. John Butchergross, Colby Cohen, Quinn Kesnick with you here in Las Vegas. The winner plays Wisconsin for the national championship on Saturday. We're tied at 2.
Number 12, Sam Harris. And
Here
number
comes
25,
Jazowski.
Mark Caswell.
Jazowski.
Time of the goal, 2 minutes,
Burrows
30
around the net.
seconds of the second period.
Severian along the wall.
Ashcroft, his third of the season from Harris and Caswell.
Here comes
Time
McKinney.
of the goal, 2:30.
McKinney gets it in deep, and Hicks will hang on. Quint Kesnick ringside.
Margins are slim in this game. The words of Dallas Ferguson, Denver defensive assistant coach, said mutual respect here is off the charts. Michigan feeds off momentum. We've got to manage sudden change in this game. And he said we got to start winning some races and showcase our speed.
Tavis McMillan, Dallas Ferguson, assisting David Carl. Absolutely high-level coaching for Denver. Remember, college coaches, they're the president, GM, head scout, head coach. They wear many hats, and they are qualified to do many things, the way they construct a roster, scout talent.
Yeah, they're running their own caps now too, Butchie.
Yeah.
There's so much that these coaching staffs do as they get bigger and bigger, and this is going to be a perfect look at just how good the screen was and how perfectly placed that Ashcroft shot, who chipped in with some offense in the Loveland Regional. But listen, take note if you're watching at home, you see your own teammate screening a goalie. The minute the goaltender has to look around him, you know there's going to be net, right? Ivan Kovic, a tremendous goalie, but not a big guy, only 5'11".
Behind the net, and here comes Rayon Mullen. Up the ice to Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer looking for the trailer. He shoots instead. He had some Wolverines behind him, wide open, coming down the middle of the ice.
Musket was coming late, 22. He took a look, Butchie. He did. I watched him take that look, but I think he decided the risk wasn't worth it.
Yeah, Musket is the extra skater now, with Hage back in the lineup as a full-time center iceman.
And you could just see Valentini again pursuing the puck, getting above it. One of the team mottos for this Michigan Wolverine team, as Johnny Hicks looks on, is track or die. We've heard Brandon Naurato use that phrase to us, to his teammates, to his players. And you're seeing Michigan really stick to that identity here, the way they're tracking pucks.
What's tracking pucks mean?
Just means track the puck, just like it sounds. Come put your head down, move as hard as you can, and back pressure pucks all the way through.
Boy, Brendan McMorrow has a beautiful stride skating, number 22. Jamison, it's loose. Ivan Kovic calmly covers up.
More traffic around the net for Jack Ivan Kovic as McMorrow with a little toe drag and out to the point. Puck might have even gone off of Drew Shock and the defenseman from Michigan, and then I think Ivan Kovic found it after that. Hard to tell. Just a lot of traffic around the net. You got to think that's part of the scouting report with an undersized goaltender.
Salmonen wins the faceoff to Jamison. Gets it down to Lorenz. Reeder's out there as well, but here come the Wolverines in a 2-2 game. Fantilli dumps it in deep. Here's Ernest. He has scored tonight. Fantilli looking for a lane shot. Just deflects wide. Shifsky's in front.
Shifsky got a stick on that one, Butchie.
Draper and Shifsky applying pressure. Now Ernest steps up, but Denver gets it out with a nice pass from Jamison to Lorenz. Gets by Ivan Kovic. Shifsky breaks his stick as he clears. Blade went flying in the air. We have had 3 broken sticks in the Michigan end in the last 7 minutes. Here come the Wolverines. 4 wide. Shot off the glove of Hicks. Off the stick of Will Horkoff. Good recovery by Rayon Mullen. Harris almost went in alone. Collision, center ice. Denver wants an interference. Back to McKinney off the skate. He wasn't quite ready for it. Caswell steps up. Oh, McKinney tried to go in front. He had a man, but it went off the skate of Caswell. Here's Will Horkoff. First round pick of the Penguins. In front, McKinney. Saved by Hicks. Knocked down by Park off his chest. This is going to be icing on Denver. Michigan and Denver meeting in the Frozen Four for the third time. 1964 was a national championship game that Michigan won. And then, as we told you 4 years ago in Boston, Denver won that thrilling overtime game on their way to winning a national championship. And they beat, of course, a Mike Hastings coach Minnesota State team, and they might see him again. Mike Hastings it is. Face-off, TJ Hughes. He scored in the first period to give the Wolverines a 2-1 lead, but Denver has tied it here on Cale Ashcroft, just his third of the year. The defenseman with a shot from the point as Ivan Kovac was getting screened by Clark Caswell, who got an assist on that goal. There's another icing on Denver. The Wisconsin Badgers traveled well to Las Vegas, and their fans saw them defeat North Dakota in Game 1, so they now sit and wait for the winner of Michigan and Denver. The national championship game is on ESPN Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Face-off won by Hughes. Back to Schock. Walking the line. Good play by Harris. Pressure up top. Wolverines looking to get that lead back. Robertson, the defenseman. Good stick work there by Epperson. Another icing, 3 in a row for Denver.
This is something that we have consistently seen here in the regionals this year, Butchie. The line's been doing a great job of calling the red line extremely tight, how it should be called. I think a lot of times players just get too much grace around the red line, and there's too much of an advantage this time of year to these offensive zone draws. And Page is going to line up behind Musket. He's a righty on the left side, so if he gets this puck, he's in a great shot shooting lane.
Face-off won by Michigan, slapped in by Barnett. Puck is sitting behind the net. Wolverines again forcing a turnover as Denver tries to clear. Anderson just able to flick it over the glove for Page. Yeah, no more neighborhood plays at the red line. Kind of like baseball with a double play. You got to touch that base now. Sometimes you'll get the neighborhood rule at the red line. Hockey East officials tonight. Icing on Michigan. The Wolverines haven't played in a national title game since losing to Duluth in 2011. Haven't won it all since 1998. Brandon Naurato trying to find the right mix of youth and veteran play and structure and goaltending to bring Michigan their first national title since 1998. Wisconsin also a 20-year drought for them. So if Michigan wins this game, we're guaranteed to have a drought ending. If Denver wins, they got a chance to add to their decade dynasty. This would be 3 for them in the 20s if they can win here in Vegas. And they're close to home this year.
I think that's the most impressive thing, as college hockey has just gotten so much parity over the years. For Denver to be dominating like they are in this condensed amount of time. You called them the standard, Butchie, and that's a term that's well-deserved.
So many little stick battles in this game that could go either way. The team thinks they have daylight, but the other team is just as talented as they are. Both these talented teams making nice recovery plays to keep the opponent from breaking in alone or an odd man rush. Ivan Kovac really watches those pucks right into his mitts every time. Down 2-1 in Vegas, the Denver Pioneers. 2022 national champions. Denver won in Boston. What a moment for them. Didn't stop there. 2024 in St. Paul, Minnesota. They beat Boston College. Matt Davis, the legend there, number 35, with the save of a lifetime.
Oh, was it ever?
Woo! Looking to make it 3 out of 6. Western Michigan and Pat Ferschweiler, first time in school history. What a moment that was. Quinnipiac and Rand Pecknold, first time in school history. Pecknold is here in Vegas this weekend. This guy's got a good chance to win Rookie of the Year tomorrow.
I think that's where
Kind of like his chances.
I would put my vote on Wittenbach for sure.
Yeah. 2-2 here in Vegas. John Butchergrass, Colby Cohen. It's the 2026 Frozen Four. For the first time in Vegas, 17,942 watching this one. Onside at the line. To the net shot. One-handed pass in front by the defenseman. Michigan looking for their first power play still. They didn't get one in 2022, and they don't have one yet here tonight.
Every year, the Denver Pioneers get into the tournament, and their discipline levels go way up through the roof. And we're seeing it so far through the first half of this hockey game.
Here comes Anderson on the ice now. The quick change. Gets it up to Sebrian. And McMorrow dumps it in to Ivan Kogan, freshman goaltender, second-round pick of the Predators. Anderson. His pass was a little too hot to handle by Buckberger. Steered away by Ernest, and Michigan will start again behind their own net. Trying to get their breakout ready. They'll change. Bring out Moldenhauer and TJ Hughes. With speed. Moldenhauer should be able to get to that puck first, but he couldn't block it along the wall. This is where Denver gets really in structured, smart hockey. They kind of slow the game down a little bit. Hughes has some room. That goes off of Buckberger. Over to Moldenhauer. Back to Hughes. He's open. Quick move. What a move by Hughes. Shot. Another big save by Hicks. Moldenhauer with a chance.
The Hobey Baker hat-trick finalist, TJ Hughes. Just creating some space for himself. Going from the backhand to the forehand. 2 jams at it. Then Moldenhauer with a golden opportunity here. But Johnny Hicks says no, and we stay deadlocked.
Coach, what has been most pleasing thus far in this game?
I think it's a good hockey game, great college hockey game, back and forth. We've had some chances, they've had some chances, just trying to get to our identity.
Where are the pressure points? Like, where's the concern?
It's a breakout and forecheck game both ways. I think whoever executes better on the forecheck, creates those turnovers, is going to have success.
Thank you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Butchie. You've seen the methodical set breakouts from both sides and those 1-2-2s that both teams are using a lot of discipline to make sure they're in.
This will be icing on Denver. Michigan entered the Frozen Four for the record 29th time, 4th time in the past 5 seasons. 6-game win streak. They won the Big Ten tournament for the first time in 3 years. They beat Penn State and Ohio State. Then, number 1 seed heads into the tournament under Brendan Arado. They outlast Bentley before hanging on against Minnesota Duluth, and here they are now in the Frozen Four trying to reach the title game. But this is a giant test in front of them. Ocamp really manhandling Moldenhauer. No arms in the air. Play continues. There's room for Hughes. Try to get it to the net. Hit Fisher. This one to the net. Blocked. Battle. Shot. Big save. Rebound. Hughes gets plastered. Behind the net by Fisher. Here Hughes. He is relentless right now, trying to draw a penalty. Chirping to the official. Bouncing puck goes wide. Hughes is on a mission right now. There's interference away from the play, not called. Michigan cannot get a call. Shot. Saved by Hicks. You see Fantilli battling Burrows there. misusing it. He's asking, begging for a call.
Yeah, well, listen, when you have a guy like TJ Hughes and you're Denver, every opportunity that you get, you've got to make him feel something. He's just so dynamic offensively, and you see Jake Fisher, 19, just pulling him over and continuing to stay just right on top of him all throughout that shift.
That's a hooking interference play there by Fisher, but again, Michigan doesn't get the call. Face-off won by the Wolverines. Once again, Johnny Hicks, the 20-year-old from Kamloops, British Columbia, tracks it into his catching glove and takes a little sip of something. Face-off to Hicks' left now. 8:49 left in the second. This game is kind of slowed down now. It's more methodical. This is Denver's kind of pace. Can Michigan find a way here? Blocking shots, getting pucks, bodies on Michigan. McMorrow, he can dance to the net. Can't finish. And here comes Hage. He's dangerous. Michael Hage takes it from Spence, but good play by Ashcroft to cut off that pass and get it out. Beautiful play. Here comes Sebrian. Nice move to the middle. McMorrow, backhand, shot! Denied by Ivan Kovic. Now Denver's circling. McMorrow, the 20-year-old from Lakeville, Minnesota. Kings seventh round pick, number 22. Once again showing his electricity in this game. Under 8 to go. Perron. Cross, deflected. Another shot blocked. Denver is in front of every shot and pass right now.
Yeah, we haven't said Jaden Perron's name enough tonight, Butchie.
Yeah.
He's got to get himself a little bit more involved.
Tipped. Shift now for Kaysen Musket, the Louisiana native, number 22 in maize and blue. Bounces over the stick of Robertson. Horkoff lost a glove. Here he comes with one glove. Barehanded on the top. Perron, here he is. What a pass. Across. Horkoff can't finish. That was some Michigan magic, but denied again by Johnny Hicks.
Well, we asked for more from Jaden Perron, and he makes a nifty little play after Will Horkoff. He sees daylight with or without a glove. There's a change going on for Denver, and there's 18 in the top of your screen, making that no-look pass to Drew Schock, the defenseman, number 10, who's joining that second wave. You see a guy without a glove on the ice, Butchie.
You ever score a goal with one glove, Cole?
I never played with one glove. If I lost it, I was picking it up. If somebody would have came right for my hand. I had to play against guys like Nate Gerby in college who would break your hand in a heartbeat.
Those manicures didn't pay for themselves. Boston Buckberger. Off the wall towards Harris. There's Duke now. Pressured by Epperson. Epperson steals it. Chips at the Caswell. What a pass back to the point. Bodies and sticks flying. Off the end board. On purpose to be set in front by Anderson. That was a nice looking play. This is now one of those mucky, muddy games. You got to be patient. Denver's just waiting for you to make a mistake so they can pounce. Polkamp bothered. In on it. Skated out by Chizowski. Polkamp goes to pick up the stick behind the play. Endboards are lively. Chizowski falls into the end boards. Here comes Hughes again. He's starting to pick up his game. He knows this is urgent time. He wants the next goal for his team. Polkamp. Nifty little pass. Chizowski backhands it out. Not a lot of room out there right now. Drew Schock and Ben Robertson, the pair on defense for Michigan. Robertson tries to box out Reeder. Swim move gets by him. Michigan's able to chip it out. Trying to change. They better hurry because here comes Denver. Ripped in by Salmonen. Ivan Kovic makes a nice play to stop it. Then rims it up the wall and out of the zone. Ivan Kovic again as Denver changes. Cole McKinney can't get it through. Now they'll try again. Robertson sends it in. Now he can change. McKinney hard behind that to Perron. Look out! Volkov back out there again, but a nice pass, and here comes Fisher.
Good play there by Burrows to bump that one backwards to Garrett Brown. That's just a communication play. I can actually hear him yell for that puck, number 5, Garrett Brown. That's a slick little breakout by the Pios.
Heard Brendan Naranjo tell Quinn Keswick this is a forechecking game, and you can see that now. Who's going to create that turnover, get that grade A chance, and take the lead? 4:40 to go in the second. In Las Vegas, and we ain't leaving till someone gets a national championship. And he's out there right now trying to give his team the lead. So it's Hughes and Hage. They're doubling up here, Colby. Hughes' shot just goes wide through traffic. Back to the point. Dakota Rayon tries to get it through. Reeder the block. That came outside the line. That's offside as Hage brought it in. How's he look tonight? We talked about his injury, Colby, coming in.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's 100% because I just don't see that speed burst right through the middle. He definitely looks okay in the fact that he's getting around. I've seen him lean on his edges a couple of times and have no problem going into the battles. But, you know, you're used to seeing that extra speed burst, that separation. You know, he's one of the best players in all of college hockey. This is a guy who's going to play in the NHL next week or next year. And part of that is because of how gifted he is with his feet. So I'd say you'll take him at 50 or 70% though.
There he is, set it up, shot, save, rebound, block, and Spence keeps digging. So that's what Michael Hage can do. Distribute the puck perfectly to a guy who has a grade A chance.
Well, and I just think his presence, right? Watch the eyes on him right now. You've got 4 Denver players that are watching and locked in on number 19, Michael Hage, and that just creates that little pocket of space that Malcolm Spence finds himself in and creates that offensive chance. And you see how Spence, right, he just stays on top of him, but that's a duel right there, 19 and 31. Johnny Hicks and Michael Hage, who's gonna blink next?
Horkoff, shot just wide. Here comes Sebrian with Chizowski. Chizowski on the wall. Jamison shoots it, gloved by Ivan Kovic. And now look at Denver. They retreat right back to the neutral zone. They're going to make it very difficult for Michigan to navigate up the ice. They're comfortable in a tie game. It's such a mindset sport. You get the sense Denver's comfortable and Michigan's a little frustrated, but the game is tied. Ernest, nice pass. Tape to Horkoff. He's got McKinney behind him, driving the net, looking for a trailer. Fantilli, bodies in front. Duke. Nice stick play by Reeder's played a really good defensive game for Denver. Horkoff shot blocked. Chip down the ice, and Fantilli comes back to get it. 3 minutes to go in the second. Draper throws it in. Dylan Larkin, Michigan alum, probably rushing to a TV. He got 4 points tonight in that hat trick, and the Red Wings win over the Flyers.
Oh, wow, that's a big 2 points.
Big point, so maybe that's some Michigan vibes. Off the helmet of Salmonen. Brown sent that across with the bucket of his teammate. Big hit in the corner. Draper. Good passing by Michigan. Gets it up the ice. Barnett shot. That was a hard wrist shot from the freshman.
And Barnett was the one that Rieger Lorenz crunched behind the net.
Yes.
Then he got up and he got up the ice and became that second wave of attack. He's a a pretty offensive thinking defenseman, number 4 for the Maize and Blue.
Yeah, 18-year-older has 18 points this year.
Yeah, you saw why there, though. He
Yeah.
times that rush perfect, and he jumps in that second wave.
And that was a strong wrist shot. That had some velocity behind it. Shot. That would have gone wide, but gloved by Hicks. It's Hughes and Buckberger.
Well, Butchie, you called it, right? This game has gotten clunky. It's gotten physical. There's the hit on Rieger Lorenz, the senior, against the freshman. And then Garrett Shifsky finishing his hit on Reeder down in the corner as big Rieger Lorenz grabs a sip of water and looks on. Sorry, that was Barnett that Lorenz ran over.
Under 2 to go. Shot. Saved by Hicks. Saw that all the way from Robertson. Robertson steps up on his toes. Tries to keep it deep. Hage is back out there. Hage, McKinney. McKinney towards Schott, the defenseman. Here comes Schott. Shot! Hage is all over Johnny Hicks, the goalie.
Without even counted anyway. That would have been goalie interference for sure.
No penalty called. Play continues. 3-on-2 if Denver hurries. Burrows throws it towards Fisher. But Denver will change. Under 90 seconds left in the second. Harris on the ice now for Denver. Here's Harris. Don't want to give him room to shoot. You saw that in Loveland. Nice lifty pass to Caswell. Caswell around the net. In front. Harris, he'll go around the net. Sealed off by Michigan. Both teams recovering well defensively. 1 minute left.
Minute of play in the second period.
Buckberger, shot! Through traffic, Harris has it. Buckberger wants it, gets it. Loses control.
That fake drop pass that Buckberger made to shake his check.
Perron, he's dangerous. Oh, he just flipped it wide. Back comes Harris. Jaden Perron, some magical moments in this game. Hasn't quite finished yet. Watch out, Caswell. Oh, he whiffed on it. And Draper just gets it out of trouble. Under 20 seconds left in the second. Watch out. Ivan Kovic calmly sends it out after there was some miscommunication behind the net. Draper will just get this in deep and run out the period, perhaps. One more chance. Ernestine. Blocked again by Polkamp, and that's it. After 40 minutes, it was 2-1 Michigan after 1. Both these teams going to the net hard. Johnny Hicks and Michael Hage just colliding. Quint Kesnick with Eric Polkamp.
Eric, how would you best describe what it feels like to play in this game? What's this like?
I mean, it's a blast. You know, this is why you play hockey. You dream of this. So, no, super cool event. The biggest night is putting on for us.
What do you think makes the difference?
It's whoever blinks first, really. We need to be a little harder in our D zone to get pucks up.
Thank you. It's a staring contest, John Buccigross.
Yeah, it really is. Polkamp in Denver. Colby Cohen with Michael Hage on the Michigan bench.
Michael, for starters, how's the ankle feeling?
I mean, better than last week. I feel good. I was going to be out here no matter what, so feel good.
What do you guys have to do to break this deadlock?
I mean, just got to keep pushing. I mean, this is a resilient group. It's a good team over there. We just got to push and keep delivering pucks and get in front of this guy's eyes.
All right, good luck in the third.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can hear his honesty. It's not quite 100%. I wish I was at full strength right now. But TJ Hughes in Michigan had the lead for a while until Denver tied it. The margin for error so small in Las Vegas. All square after 40, Zubin.
When you get into these tie games, whether it's later, if it's in overtime, you gotta get pucks towards the net. And sometimes you're better lucky than good, Butchie. That's what I told my wife when I met her. And she'll corroborate that.
Here we go, the final 20 minutes in Las Vegas. It's time to double down and get the job done and advance to the national championship game against Wisconsin Saturday night. McMorrow sends it across. Butcher Gross, Colby Cohen, and Quint Kesnick with you. Hard hit by Duke. What's tripping? So another power play for Denver. Another penalty on Duke.
Michigan number 5, 2-minute stripping.
And you lose Tyler Duke, who does a lion's share of the killing for Michigan as Chizowski tries to take this puck off the wall. That is the correct call by the officials as Tyler Duke just gets his legs tangled up with Chizowski, and a huge opportunity. And interesting enough, we don't usually see Polkamp and Buchberger on the power play together. Usually they take turns. David Carl has them out here together to start this power play in the third.
Whether that's a tactical offensive move or just, again, playing the tie score. Buchberger, Polkamp. They were practicing one-timers during the warm-up to each other. Back and forth they went. Buchberger would shoot a one-timer. Then Polkamp would shoot a one-timer as the warm-up ended. There's a one-timer, Polkamp, ouch. In front hit Barnett. It's going to come around to Buchberger at the right point. Caswell moves on top. Back to Buchberger. Shot just wide. Caswell, one of those freshmen we talked about. Quick pass across by Chizowski, goes through and out of the zone.
Well, you have your two best one-timers in Buchberger and Polkamp, and they're lefty-righty, and you really do trust Clark Caswell at the top, so it really just gives them an extra option, and maybe it pulls coverage away from Polkamp.
Caswell on the wall. There's some space for Harris. He can fire. Blocker save, Ivan Kovic. Buchberger wants it at the point. Back to Polkamp. Wrist shot. Saved by Ivan Kovic. Knocked out of midair. Legally. One-timer Polkamp. Blocked by Fantilli. He thought it broke his stick, but it didn't. And that just trickles out. 20 seconds left on the Denver power play in a 2-2 game in Las Vegas. Sebrian. Into the zone onside. Second unit trickles on for Denver. Cleared by Michigan. They're going to survive another Denver power play. 2 shots on goal for the Pios.
Michigan and Holmstrom.
Duke out of the box. He'll go right to the bench. Valentini. Looking towards Hughes. Didn't see him, so he'll get it in deep. Both teams very careful. Do not want to turn the puck over. Perron gets it in deep. Perron, Hughes, and Valentini. So a little line tweak here from Brendan Naurato. Here's Perron. He's got room. Shot! Over the net. Michigan still looking for their first power play of the game. Didn't have one in the 2022 game against Denver and Boston. In that semifinal game that went to overtime, won by the Pioneers. Duke, his first shift since the penalty. He's back out there. Nice play by Horkoff to keep that alive. Perron trying to throw that towards the net. Horkoff is so rangy with that long stick. His athleticism. Disrupting plays. Hage, quick stop. Gets bumped off the play by Burrows. Coughs it up. The Pios skated out. Hage back the other way. What a pass. Spence. Shot. Saved. It's bowled over. Collision. Bodies crashing. Will there be a penalty? Or are they going to say that the Pios pushed Spence into Hicks, who's down on the ice? We're going to talk about it now. The officials are together. Was this a straight collision? David Carr wants to know. Or will this be just a collision between Spence and the Pioneers that resulted in Hicks down?
Well, Malcolm Spence has been menacing physically all game for Michigan, and he lowered his shoulder.
It's up slowly. Remember, he relieved Quentin Miller Miller was nicked up a bit. Denver wasn't going all that well. They made the goalie change to Hicks, and he hasn't lost since. See now talking to the training staff.
Just remember something, Butchie. The coaches do have a coach's challenge.
You see,
they can challenge for head contact.
It's Quentin Miller there standing up on the bench in case he has to go in.
You see Spence here. He takes that puck to the net.
Yeah, he's.
And then Jamison.
This is tough, Dave Jackson. I think he might have made contact if he wasn't bumped, but he definitely was bumped a little bit. How do you rule on this?
Well, he was definitely bumped a little bit, but I see, if you look at the goal crease is three-dimensional. The goaltender is actually moving to his left. I don't want to say the goalie caused the collision, but he's going to his left. He meets the player coming at him, and if you look from an overhead, I'm not even sure he was in the crease, because as I said, the crease is three-dimensional, extending upwards. I think his head might have been outside of the crease.
Yeah, just by the reaction of David Carl and his staff right now, they're not barking for a penalty. They're not looking for anything. I don't think that they're even considering throwing a challenge at this. I wouldn't, Jax. Sometimes these college coaches know they just lose a timeout if they're wrong, so they do it anyway. But to me, think the officials got this right.
I agree with you, Colby. I wouldn't burn a challenge here. I don't think it would go in their favor.
Most importantly, Hicks seems like he's okay. What a vivid shot that is of what happened. He's on his feet.
Now remember here, Malcolm Spence, this is not a small guy either.
Big power forward, New York Rangers second-round pick. So Hicks looks fine, and the face-off is to his left. Face-off won by Hughes. Turned over at the line, though, and Pio skated out. Sebrian chips it in deep. Behind that it comes. Denver looking to get pucks on net. Brendan Dorado told our Quinn Kesnick it's going to be a four-check game here. Who does it better down the stretch? Turned into just a real tactical game now. Both teams trying to stay patient, waiting for their chance. Michael Hayes, when he was talking to you, Colby, you could sense just a little frustration. He wasn't sure what it would take in this game to get some daylight.
Yeah, I think both of these teams get into this live to fight another day mode. You see how difficult and congested the neutral zone is, so nobody's really establishing any speed there. Now you're forced to chip pucks in, and then you're trying to battle, and Michigan's going to get another penalty here. Garrett Shifsky with a hit on Sam Harris, and he's going to get a boarding call here.
Michigan doesn't like it. Shifsky barking. I think he might have think he turned late. Let's see. Man, Michigan, another penalty.
Michigan, 17, minor penalty for boarding.
It's the fourth minor of the game on Michigan. Shifsky looking to take the body a little bit on the side. That's going to be called boarding, and it's a power play for Denver in a 2-2 game when we come back. Welcome back to Vegas. Power play Denver after this boarding call on Shifsky. That's Sam Harris after his face there. I think his cage or something nicked him up and came out of that bloody. He's going to get stitched up a bit to stop that bleeding so he can return to the game. So another power play for Denver here after the Shifsky boarding call.
Yeah, Buckberger, Polkamp again, same unit.
Sebrian, Chizowski, Caswell. Lorenz, I should say. Lorenz, the big body. Number 14. He'll go to the front of the net. Good job by Lorenz to retrieve that puck behind the net. Intercepted, and now Denver is set up with Buckberger. Caswell. Back to Buckberger. The dangerous Polkamp waiting. That gets by him. Fantilli can't clear it. Caswell Nice catch by Buchberger of that pass. Here's Polkamp waiting for his chance. Rips that pass across, goes between the legs of Buchberger, plays it off the wall. And Tilly engaging. Good array there by Lorenz, or Kozlowski is feeling it. He's already scored tonight. There's Caswell. Denver being patient. It's what they do. Buchberger blocked. Duke selling out. He's from Strongsville, Ohio. And that's what people from Strongsville do. Eat pucks. And some fried zucchini. Draper in now. Michigan doing a good job. Again, killing a penalty. Samu Salmonen, the Finn. 2 years in UConn, now 2 years at Denver. Draper can't get it out. Fisher, nice play. Reeder, bothered from behind by Robertson. And they're able to clear as Asher Barnett sends it down the ice. No shots on this power play. Sam Harris back on the bench. Salmonen sends it in. Cut off by Duke. And here the countdown to the penalty. Back on the ice is Shishki, so his boarding call does not hurt his team in the end. And we remain 2-2 with 12:54 to go.
And Butchie, this Denver power play continues to struggle, but I want to show you what's working for the penalty kill. And this is the first block by Tyler Duke on Boston Buchberger, but throughout this sequence, give me a freeze just about when the puck moves to the top. Right now, go ahead, freeze it. Watch here how Adam Fantilli is going to pre-rotate out. I said Adam Fantilli, Luca Fantilli, and it just doesn't give Polkamp any lane towards the net. They've got that defenseman. He's ready to flex out and shadow that one-timer, and they're just going to take their chances with everything else. That's why Polkamp hasn't had a clean look.
Rob Brown sent down by Robertson, and here comes Michigan now, trying to get their offensive flow back. They really have no rhythm or motion right now in this game. This is what Denver does. This could be icing. It is. So now Michigan will get an offensive zone face-off. Quinn Kesnick ringside with us in Las Vegas.
John, Sam Harris is back on the ice, the physical winger, the guy who's known to land big hits, but he got tattooed and boarded. It needed stitches above his left eye. There was blood all over his chin. Aaron Liu, their athletic trainer, getting that done lickety-split.
Yeah, not a good night for Adam Fantilli, Colby. They lost 5-0 in Buffalo, Columbus, so he's probably rushing to his phone and put on the ESPN app and watching his brother play here as Columbus flies out of Buffalo. 2-2, 12-12 to go. Here comes Denver. James Reeder up the middle of the ice. Bothered from behind. So much at stake here from these two teams, battling every inch of this ice in Las Vegas. Both teams have been relentless, grinding out, trying to find space. Perron, beautiful shifty move. Has to throw it in, he'll go change. Horkoff looking for help. Sends it across. Now Spence will send it in, and Horkoff will go change. Both of these teams, all these athletes on heightened alert, waiting for that chance. Valentini really showed great poise for a 17-year-old. Cleared in. Now the wall battle begins. This is the heavy line from Michigan. Spent, good play, shot tipped in front. Never quite got there.
Well, Valentini's in some pain. I think he took that shot off the inside of the leg there. That's a stinger.
Offside at the line.
We are not used to seeing Denver be on the wrong side of a physical hockey game. First it was Johnny Hicks getting steamrolled by Malcolm Spence. I know Razor back in the studio doesn't love seeing that. And then Garrett Shifsky running through Sam Harris, a couple of seniors, and the blood spills down off of his eye. He's a hockey player, Butchie.
Here comes Draper, across, out of man. And Moldenhauer going to net, but never got the big hit by Draper on Harris. He's getting belted all over the place here. Ernest, he follows up on Harris high and hard. Robertson will send it in. Michigan trying to bring the physical play. Big collision. Harris gives it back. Draper brings a man down. Horkoff battling. Michigan trying to impose their physical will on this game as this becomes a game with such little space. Harris continues to bleed.
Yeah, now Harris's turn to throw a big hit back, and Draper gets in there for some of the rough stuff, and there's just so many bodies around the puck. There is not an inch of ice to be seen, and there's a shot of Sam Harris going down the tunnel.
Yeah.
And head trainer Aaron Liu going down there to check on him.
Started to leak again there after those two collisions. One he gave and one he took.
That Elmer's glue not holding up.
No. Horkoff shot blocked. Barnett, that's the old X game trick, right? Super glue. Don't have time to get stitched up. Puck battle around the net. Those are the things David Carl preaches. Win those puck battles, especially around your cage. That's the difference between winning and losing, and that's likely what's going to happen in this one. One-timer! Page, rebound, loose, Hicks covers up. Oh, we might have our first penalty.
We do.
It's going to be a high sticking penalty as another Wolverine gets taken down.
Eric Jamieson, the freshman, he's going to sit for Denver. We're going to get him for a cross-check, Butchie.
Yeah, Rayon Mullen took a stick high. And what's the call here?
Denver penalty number 15, 2 minutes cross-check.
So it's a cross-check, and here it is.
Well, Rayon Mullen, he started this whole play back in his own zone. As you see the cross-check, maybe little sell just a little bit, but not only does Seven start the play, he joins the rush, he drives the net. We'll be back with the top-ranked power play.
This is what Michigan has been waiting for. Now here's their chance. The best power play in all the land in a 2-2 game in the third period of the Frozen Four.
5 forwards on this unit. Perron at the top. Page on his offside left circle. Horkoff offside right circle. And TJ Hughes and Spence, they kind of rotate in and out of bumper and goal line. And when that puck goes down to the goal line, they love that pop play right between the hash marks, maybe a couple of feet to either the right or left side.
Hughes gets kicked out. Page has to come in to try to win it against Salmonen. Salmonen gets it.
Denver penalty number 15.
Good clear. Reeder chases it down.
A 2-minute minor for cross-checking.
Perron calmly goes
Time of
to
the penalty,
Hughes.
10 minutes, 14 seconds of the third period.
Michigan will try for the clean
Jamieson
zone entry and get set up. Perron with the puck is dangerous. Page, of course, is a playmaker. Horkoff can finish, number 44. Shot, whiffed. Puck is loose. Hicks trying to cover and can't. Horkoff looks to the point, and he gets it there. Perron up top. Hughes, Horkoff, all by himself. Perron swings it over. Spence to Horkoff. Here's Perron. Shot's good! Wow! Snipe City. 18th of the year for the 21-year-old from Winnipeg, Jaden Perron, and Michigan has their power play goal.
The #1 power play in the nation, showing you why they are just so dangerous. So many different threats, and Jaden Perron just gets this puck through. Look how he rotates out a foot to the right. He gets his hands off of his body, and Johnny Hicks never sees this shot. Boston Buckberger, not his own goaltender, and Michigan with their first lead of the hockey game. Not their first lead.
Sick release.
They scored 2 in a row, right? After it was 1-0.
2-1 after one. 2-2, now 3-2. Shot just wide. Michigan with that jolt of adrenaline after taking the lead here. Denver will try to hang on and then go for the equalizer. They got plenty of time. Draper tips that shot wide from Duke. Draper has it back. Fantilli throws it right to Epperson. He's been quiet, but he can be dangerous. This will be icing on Denver.
Power play by number 18, Jaden Perron.
And you'll really be able to tell from this angle how Johnny Hicks, the goaltender for the Pioneers, just picks this up late, because Perron starts by using Reeder as a screen, and then you get that little flash flyby screen through Spence.
Right.
And that puck just finds its way through.
And that was a windshield wiper screen effect. Shot, steered aside by Hicks. He's got to grind now, stay in this game, and don't give up anymore. Give his team a chance to tie it. Valentini pushed off the puck. Michigan now with some control. Shot tipped into the netting.
So, Butchie, when we talk about those flyby screens, and James Van Riemsdyk, one of the best in the NHL at it, you keep an eye right there on Malcolm Spence, and it's just this quick move through right there, and that makes it challenging for the goaltender to track the shot coming in from the point, because it just takes him that 1 extra second, and by the time he does, the puck's already behind him.
In 19 appearances coming into this game, Johnny Hicks allowed more than 2 goals just once. This happened again in this one, and his team trails 3-2 in the third. Now Michigan will try to hang on. And they have the goaltenders, certainly. They can act like a closer in baseball to bring this to the finish line. 7:25 to go. Here comes Denver, looking for the tie. Shot just wide. Perron has been hot of late. Last 6 games, he's got 5 goals and 4 assists. Looks like the Carolina Hurricanes got a 3rd-round gem. Here comes Polkamp. Sends it in deep. Rayon Mullen, who drew that penalty, which led to that power play, which led to Michigan leading once again. Under 7 to go now. Look at Hage backtracking. He's got some adrenaline.
There's the tracking Brandon Dorado talks about. Michigan's got to have a great third forward high, and you got to track.
Blocker save on Draper, who did a good job forechecking. Ernestine fires. There's Shifsky back out there. James Reeder has the puck. Fantilli back to get it with Duke. They'll be out there as much as possible the rest of the way. Here's Harris. Back out there. Knocked down by Fantilli. Play continues. Draper gets it out of the zone and sends it across softly. That allows Duke to get to it. Send it in deep. Valentini forechecking. Stops on a dime. Shot. Hughes. Never got there. Has it back. Blasted by Harris. Gets back up again. Robertson on his toes, but taken there by Epperson. Five and a half to go in regulation. The winner to play Wisconsin for the national championship on Saturday, icing Denver. And this reminder, what a Saturday we have for you. The final ABC Hockey Saturday of the regular season. We have 3 games, all with playoff positioning implications. So it's Lightning Bruins, 12:30 Eastern. Capitals Penguins, 3 o'clock Eastern. The national championship game on ESPN, and then Golden Knights Avalanche at 8 o'clock Eastern. So a full day of hockey on Saturday, 3 NHL games at the national championship game, 5 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. The winner of this plays the Badgers. We could have an all Big Ten final which means we'll finally get a Big Ten national champion. Kalani behind the net, Barnett and McMorrow. Moldenhauer sends it across. Rayo Mullen, the defenseman down the wall. Sends it to the other side. Spence, Moldenhauer. And McKinney out there. Spence bothering McMorrow. Now Michigan trying for the quick line changes and the smothering defense. They have the lead with under 5 to go. Denver, a man in front, his Reader couldn't get it to him. Was Salmonen. Back to the point. Polkamp can't keep it in. Lorenz sends it to Reader. Salmonen to the net. Hage fell down. It's going to come towards Polkamp. Him and Hage collide. Eager Lorenz battling. Hage backhands it out of trouble. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. See how aggressive David Carl is as time ticks down. Reader. Couldn't get around Duke. He plasters Reader. Draper on the wall. Using that big body.
Yeah, you got to think under 3 minutes. David Carl's going to start looking at his goaltender.
And this is what Michigan wants. Chew the clock down. Get the older players out there like Draper and Ernest and Shifsky. Chew some clock. Make it hard for Denver to get up the ice. Ernest again. Chip deep. Michigan will change. Under 3.5 to go. The sand is pouring through the hourglass right now. Turnover at the line. Called offside. That was close. One more time to shovel in Las Vegas. Denver has to figure out a way to get one more late on Vegas Strip. So now it's tension for Denver. They're thinking, when is David Carl going to pull our goalie? That's what that fan is thinking right now. How aggressive? What's the situation that will call for it?
Yeah, listen, I don't think it's that aggressive, to be honest. You're 21 seconds away from being under 3 minutes in this hockey game. I think the minute Denver gets offensive zone possession or they enter the zone clean, I think the goaltender comes out. Whether it's right at the 3, slightly under the 3. Denver hasn't sustained a ton of offensive shifts here, so they need that 6-man to drum up the offense. So I think sooner than later here, but this is not familiar territory for this team. I mean, they're on a 14-game unbeaten streak, 14-0-1, 15-game unbeaten streak.
Doesn't seem like this would be the 5 that he would pull his goalie, the 5 Denver skaters. It sounds like he's going to wait for the next shift to happen before he does that. Brown. Epperson shot, saved by Ivan Kovic. That was close. Ashcroft gets it indeed. Caswell, Lorenz, shot, high and wide, kept in by Brown. Denver now pedal to the metal. Back to Brown, aggressive pinch from the defenseman, and score! Clark Caswell, we're tied in Vegas.
Well, Butchie, you called him the standard, and this team refuses to go away. And what else is new but a freshman, Clark Caswell. He plants himself in front of the net. Garrett Brown, a guy not known for his offense, he pinches a puck down the wall and just makes that simple play towards the net. The other freshman, Christian Epperson, he made the pass back to the point. And just like that, we are tied.
Win stick battles. And Clark Caswell, the 20-year-old from Manitoba, won that stick battle in front of the net. And the ramping redirection has tied the game. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to overtime.
And Butchie, Johnny Hicks never looked at the Denver bench, not once.
Here comes Michigan. Moldenhauer now with Spence to the net. In front of Jeff with a save by Hicks. Robbing Spence. Spence has it back. Room for Robertson. Shot.
Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 14 seconds of the third period.
Chops it to Draper. Steps out in front. Whiffs on the shot. And Hicks is able to cover. Oh, a golden opportunity from Michigan to retake the lead.
What a shift by the Wolverines. I mean, you talk about shift after a goal. There is no letdown on the maize and blue bench, and Malcolm Spence not happy with himself after a golden opportunity that Nick Moldenhauer sets him up for right on top of the paint. Johnny Hicks was strong.
A couple of fellas who grew up in Mississauga together. Moldenhauer, Spence, Page as well. And the goalie, Jack-Ivan Kovic, as well. Under 2 minutes to go. Shifty now. Sends it up to Horkoff. Here's Hughes. Quick shot. Saved by Hicks. Steers it to the corner. Horkoff will cycle down to Hughes in front. Oh, Shifty was there. What a play by Hughes to get it to Shifty, who almost tucked it in with 1:28 to go.
The importance of lowering that hand around the net offensively. And TJ Hughes finds Shifty, and Shifty just leans on it, but Johnny Hicks is able to flex out and gobble that one up.
Great job by Harris to bother Hughes as well. Did not get much on that shot. Michigan has it. Trying to win the game in regulation. Cycles down low. But Polkamp has it. Here comes Denver. Fantilli steps up. Knocked into his own bench as he's knocked down by Rieger Lorenz. Tensions running high in Las Vegas. 1:14 from overtime. Buckberger sends it in. 70 seconds left. Polkamp sends it up towards Epperson. Comes
1 minute remaining in the third period.
1 minute to go in regulation.
Final minute of play in the third period.
Puck stolen from him, and here comes Epperson. He's a dangerous player. He's been a little quiet tonight. He's knocked down. Play continues as it comes out of the zone. Knocked back in by Denver. Denver will be content, certainly, to go to overtime, regroup, continue to play their game. Michigan's probably a little more impatient. And there's a turnover. Lorenz. Zowski sends it behind the net. Spence box out. Sebrian. McMorrow. Sebrian. Jazowski. They scored the first goal of the game for Denver. Will they get the last one and win it? Polkamp. Good play by Hughes. Gets it out of the zone. 7 seconds left.
Hey, let's go.
We're going to go to overtime in Las Vegas. Johnny Hicks with one more big save down the stretch. Jack-Ivan Kovic saw a beautiful redirection from that man. Clark Caswell's 8th goal of the year. Ground the pass. It's hard enough for Caswell just to turn his stick and ramp it up to the back of the net. And he's tied the game. Quint Kesnick, ringside.
Sam Harris, all bloodied and cut up. You had an eventful period there. What happened to your face, first of all?
Got hit from behind.
You got boarded pretty good. Yeah, they stitched you up.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's part of the game.
How do you describe the resolve from the Pios that we saw in that third period?
No, it was great. It was a great way to compete. You know, we're never out of it, so we just got to keep working and keep making sure we do what we can.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Colby.
Here with the Michigan goal scorer, Jaden Perron. You finally get that power play, right? And that shot, it just seems so methodical. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of different options that we have on our power play, and I mean, I saw the lane and I took it, and yeah, it was a good goal to get us going.
3-3 going into overtime in a win or go home situation. I mean, this is why you go to Michigan, right? What are the excitement going to be like here to start overtime?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, we're one shot away to get to the final game, and yeah, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing.
You think you got the winner in you?
I hope it's any one of us.
All right, good luck in overtime.
Thank you.
Butchie?
Yeah, that's right, Colby. Someone's going to score a goal they will remember for the rest of their lives. And it's going to happen here on ESPN2. Who will it be? We'll find out soon. Denver, Michigan, all time in overtime. There it is, advantage Denver. And we're underway in overtime. Next goal wins and plays Wisconsin for the Natty Saturday night here in Las Vegas. Robertson up the wall. Denver's so good on the wall. Sebrian with the quick change. Shock towards Ernest. Denver making it difficult for Michigan to exit the zone here. Turnover. Picked up. Caswell. Back to Buchberger. Shot! Saved by Ivan Kovic. Almost too many men for Denver there. Well, every time Clark Caswell gets the puck, you just expect something good to happen. Epperson. Back to Caswell. Bothered by Ernest. Good defensive play by Ernest. Denver off to a good start in this overtime, trying to strike early. Draper on Lorenz. Finally, Michigan gets it out, but they might have to ice it to do it. They do. That's a beauty, Clark.
He really has been a fun player to watch. He was dominant in the Loveland Regional, and he has picked up tonight exactly where he left off. And Brandon Naurato is going to use his timeout. Coaches are given timeouts, a new one in overtime. They don't compound, so it's not like you have to if you didn't use it during the game, but he's got tired players on the ice, and he just wants to make sure everybody gets a breather.
And that was a lot of energy used just to try to get the puck out of the zone. But he now no longer has it. No real empty net situations to worry about in overtime, of course.
I think it's a smart move by Naurato, honestly. You're hemmed. You got tired players on the ice. I mean, what are you waiting for if not to use it now, Butchie, right? It's next goal wins, so you want to make sure you go into that defensive zone draw with a plan, right? Everybody knows their assignments on a win or a loss, so to me, this makes a heck of a lot of sense.
So plenty of time for both teams to rest for Michigan, and if you're Denver, David Carl was able to grab the whiteboard. This is absolutely high-level college hockey. Incredible skill, relentlessness, coaching. This is college hockey at its finest.
Look how Reeder's lined up real wide. Yeah. You can't even see him in the frame right now. He's so far. He's on the other side of Adam Valentini.
Interesting formation. That's what David Carl was drawing up. He does get Reeder free as he loops around the net. The shot through bodies. Down on the ice, injured is TJ Hughes, holding his arm or shoulder. This looks bad for Michigan, and TJ Hughes, he's going to get off the ice. There he goes. Perron sauces it on the backhand. Valentini falls down. Michigan changing. This does not look good for Hughes. He's on the bench now, bent over in pain. Harris sends it in. Goes behind Ivan Kovic. Pressure on the freshman goaltenders. 4 freshman goaltenders for the first time ever at this Frozen Four. Denver patiently back, trying to force that neutral zone turnover. McKinney's in. He's surrounded. Holds on to the puck. Makes a nice play. shot! Blocked in front, never got there. Horkoff was there. Onside, beautiful play by Moldenhauer to take that pass. Hard check on Brown behind the net. Chizowski has it though, and sends it down. Moldenhauer sends it into Michigan changes. Overtime in Vegas. John Butchergross, Colby Cohen, Quint Kesnick. Shot. Sebrian forces the turnover. Puck battle. Knocked down. Shot is just wide from Lorenz. Anderson patient. 360. Dumps it back in. Lorenz gets there first. Sends it behind the net. Spence. Goes it back to Robertson. Here's Epperson on the hard forecheck. Forces the cough up, and then Page sends it out on the backhand. Bouncing puck. Buckberger. Beautiful pass up to Lorenz. Sends it across to Anderson. Back to Lorenz. To the net is wide. Fresh off the bench. Almost too many men, but just in time. Buckberger. Denver threatening. Chipped out by the Wolverines and down the ice where Hicks will play behind his own net.
TJ Hughes back on the ice.
Good sign for Michigan. Just a little stinger on that arm or shoulder. Perhaps he's still smarting, but he is going to give his all in this semifinal game to get to the national championship. Michigan trying to break the 28-year drought. Denver fans want a penalty there. It's going to take a little more to be sent to the box in overtime. Shifsky. The man that Max Pacioretty kid said will be the difference tonight. 17 in maize and blue has it. Sends it to the other side. And here comes the hard pinch from Rayon Mullen. Perron. Back to Rayon Mullen. Here's Room. Shot. Save. Rebound. Oh, what a save on Shifsky. He had the game on his stick. And Johnny Hicks denies him once again. McKinney. Fresh troops off the bench. McKinney's shot deflects off the glass. Perron, dangerous, has it. Shot, saved by Hicks. Johnny Hicks again with a spectacular save on Shifsky. Fantilli, Duke, shot, bouncing wide, rebound. That shot deflected in the corner. Michigan in full effect. Oh, there's a plaster against the wall. The whistles have been buried by this Hockey East crew. Stretch pass off the stick of Draper. Turnover. Moldenhauer. Sticked away. Chizowski has it. Horkoff pressure. Gloved down by Robinson. Horkoff chops it forward. Michigan keeping the pressure on. Horkoff the steal. He's knocked down by Sebrian. Play continues. Both teams, maximum effort. Finally, the whistle blows. Garrett Shifsky with the game on his stick.
I cannot believe this save as McKinney just shoots a puck at the net. And Johnny on the spot, Hicks just robs Shifsky. What a save, Butchie. This guy does not want to add a loss to his record. Game saver.
Hasn't lost a game in over a year going back to last season. Hasn't lost a game since being named Denver starter halfway through this season. Buckberger, beautiful move to escape. Lorenz has it. Beautiful pass to Caswell. Caswell got the tying goal at the end of regulation. Buckberger shot blocked in front. Page with the play and he gets it out. Thrilling action in overtime. Offside, Michigan. 5-on-5 hockey until someone scores, and when someone does score, the NCAA will review every goal just to make sure an offside wasn't missed or a missed stoppage or anything. Here's Epperson. Dangerous, quiet in this game, but dangerous. Chizowski, Salmonen back to the point. Ashcroft, he scored tonight. Polkamp rips that wrist shot. This is one of the hardest wrist shots we've seen in college hockey. Here comes Shifsky. Wolverines. Rail shot just wide. Off the bench, McKinney. Shifsky behind the net, never got to him. Hand pass. No hand passes anywhere in college hockey.
This overtime has not lacked excitement. We've seen opportunities on both sides. Oh, that's a tough block there by Shifsky. You know that one's gonna sting.
Face off to the right of Hicks. Both teams with 14 block shots. Michigan has it. One-timer into the glove of Hicks. Off the stick of Asher Barnett. Would have gone wide, but plucked by Hicks, and he stopped play as Polkamp and Michigan get together.
Yeah, Barnett just gets out a little bit too wide, looking for that one-timer play. When Johnny Hicks has that much time to get onto the angle, you know he's going to make that first save, and we got to love even this late in the game, no rebound.
Denver gets it out. The Wolverines are set up again on their toes. Denver just waiting for their chance. Here comes Moldenhauer. He's picked up his game, plastered by Buckberger. Buckberger lost his stick, however. That leaves Anderson by himself while Buckberger retrieves his stick. Bodies are flying. Fantilli shot, never got there. Duke towards the net. Got deflected, and that's going to be picked up. And Reeder sends it out. Michigan gets it right back. They'll change as they dump it in. Here's McMorrow. He's been a little quiet as well. There's not a lot of room on the ice for either team. Here comes Perron. He is dangerous. Tries to go through traffic. Picked up. Spence.
That's one of the first times where we've seen Jaden Perron have the ability to create some space, and just look how he uses his edges and crosses up the Denver defenders, and Malcolm Spence almost has an opportunity. Here's the one that got people on their feet, Boston Buckberger on Nick Moldenhauer. I think that's a nice solid hockey hit.
Faced off one by Michigan, out shooting Denver 5-2 in overtime. Shot blocked by Lorenz. Garrett Brown strong on his strong side. Big defenseman, right-handed shot. He made the great pass to Caswell. That tied the game in regulation. Ashcroft. Ivan Kovic is so calm as he plays pucks behind the net. Diving play by Spence to get that deep so he could change. Both teams selling out in Vegas. Lorenz now. No numbers for Denver yet. Here come the Wolverines. This has just not been an odd man rush kind of game. Bodies continue to hit the ice. Polkamp avoids a hit. Set in deep. Again, Michigan will begin from behind their own net. 9 minutes into overtime. Next goal wins. Page across to Draper is deflected into the crowd and caught by the fan.
That's a great read by Boston Buckberger. Michael Hage was going to change, and then he realized that puck could come to him, and instead of just deflecting it in, he corrals that puck because he gets a little bit of space, but again, the read by Buchberger to cut off that pass where Hage is looking for Draper. That's a great defensive stick by Boston Buchberger.
Glove save and a beauty by the fan. We saw Will Horkoff play with one hand, and we see the fan with a bare-handed souvenir catch at the Frozen Four. Anderson up to McMorrow. Jazowski with the soft touch. Duke takes a look around and sees Sebrian coming. Duke up the wall. Again, Denver not taking any chances with their defensemen. They will not give up an odd man rush. They're going to make Michigan earn this goal if they get it.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with a great third forward high on their forecheck, right? No bad dive or jump. And here's Salmonen back as that third forward.
Ernest deep. Shifsky's back out there. Chops at Anderson. Draper. Here's Draper. Shot blocked. Rebound. Back comes Denver now. Here comes Harris. Dangerous with the puck on his stick. Oh, he's knocked down again. High and hard from Barnett. Physical hockey game. We'll be shoveling here with the next whistle. Here in overtime. Commercial-free overtime at the Frozen Four. Hughes offside at the line. So both teams will get a breather here as they shovel snow off the ice. They'll be able to catch their breath midway through the overtime.
Well, one of the things I've been so impressed with is how everybody has really controlled their emotions. So many times in these overtimes, Butchie, you're just so full of adrenaline that, you know, you make that extra read, you pinch an extra puck. And so far, this game has just lived up to the building, and you wonder, how did we arrive in this place? And Hughes goes down with a big block shot. Shifsky getting robbed by Johnny Hicks with the best chance in overtime, and the physical play just continues. Barnett with the big hit. I've never seen Sam Harris. We've been doing this guy's games for 4 years now, and I've never seen him take so many big hits, Butchie.
He has been a crash test dummy tonight. Every player selling out here at the Frozen Four. Black and blue and bloodied.
It looks like Harris upgraded from glue to stitches in between. You can see that big gash above his eye. Some great camera work as TJ Hughes talks with Luca Fantilli. There is a great shot. Now you see the stitches in his eye. That thing's going to be all black and blue and all swelled up, but he just continues to play physical. He continues to go. It's been a real treat watching him at Denver, Butchie.
National championships won. These are the two top teams. It was Michigan at the start of the decade that had a 9-8 lead, but we saw Denver win in Boston and St. Paul, and now they lead 10-9.
Luca Fantilli, a left shot on the right point right now. He's in that one-timer position. Tyler Duke is shifted over a couple of feet, so he's not along the wall. You can see the way these two, he's in the middle, and you got Tyler Duke, who's not on the traditional wall side. Let's see if they can work the play here, one-timer.
They got the face-off, cycled down by Perron. Hughes is in deep. Up the wall it comes. McMorrow almost had the poke and dash Jack Hughes play at the Olympics. Duke took a chance there, but he was able to keep the puck in. Now see if Denver can get some offensive momentum. It's been mostly Michigan in this overtime. Buchberger back to get it. Buchberger, plenty of poise, ripped in by Brendan McMorrow. Robertson takes a peek, takes a hit. Denver's changing, so no forecheck pressure here. They'll retreat. Now Michigan sends it in. They'll try to get it. Hicks, hard off the ball. He's going to get right to Hage. Quick shot. shot blocked in front. Puck is loose, and Denver gets it out of trouble. Epperson flying down the ice. Comes to Brown. He's got Ashcroft as his partner. Here comes Epperson. Beautiful move. In the zone. Shot tipped. Oh, what a save! Might have got the crossbar. And a redirection.
Wow. Clark Caswell. Another tremendous look, and it's the freshman Epperson dish. Caswell sees Harris coming through, Lorenz, right off the crossbar. And we're that close to having a victor in this second semifinal here at the Frozen Four. And they're gonna do a little bit of ice maintenance.
Gives Denver a chance to rest and think about their offensive zone face-off if they want to draw up a play.
Butchie, you've talked a lot about how dangerous Christian Epperson can be. His head is always up. Maybe we could go back just a little bit more even on that as we continue to show you how close this was. That redirection in the middle of the slot. Watch Epperson, number 8, right? Watch this little head fake. Whoop. And goes around Michael Hage, and then he kicks it wide and continues to the net. When he continues to the net, what he does is he draws Drew Schock, number 10, the defenseman, and he forces him to turn his body and stay with him, and that creates the lane for Rieger Lorenz to get through, and that is why that play from Caswell to Rieger Lorenz became such a good opportunity.
There's Lorenz and Jack Ivankovic saved by the crossbar. So there's the ice work being done right in front of the Denver bench. Colby Cohen, overtime experience, 2009 national championship title game. His shot partially blocked, flutters into the net. BU gets the 2009 Natty, Colby the MOP. And the picture to last a lifetime. There's your mom, lower left.
Yep.
Your brother there in the t-shirt. What a picture, man.
Yeah, it's a great picture. My dad, you can see the top of his head. My little brother Logan right behind me, and some of my friends that came down to DC. Of course, we'll be in DC next year, Butchie, right? So that'll be a lot of fun to have the Frozen Four back in DC. But David Carl telling his troops there's no bad shots in overtime. Get the puck towards the net. And Eric Polkamp here out on the ice, 23. He's a big shooter.
I don't think David's happy with the ice repair right now. He's looking on like, what the heck is that? Icing. Michigan. Sam Harris, David Carl trying to get to another championship game. He's still looking at the ice. He's like, what is that? I don't really approve of that maintenance job. Face off one. Shot Jamison. Knocked in front. TJ Hughes has it. Here's Will Horkoff. Penguins first round draft pick. Couldn't get it in. Here's Harris. Dangerous on the rush. Harris bothered by Spence. Had to come outside the line. Offside at the line was Reeder.
You can really start to see with how hard and physical this game has been. The fatigue starts to set in, the ice starts to slow down, comes a little bit of a slugfest along the walls, but who's gonna have that magic? I asked Jaden Perron if he had it. He had a big smile on his face.
But like you said, he'll take anybody at this point. The team. Shot, Ernest wide. Good play by Epperson to box out Barnett. But he's got to be careful here in front of his own net. What a play by Lorenz to knock that down legally. And he has it. Rieger Lorenz, wild second round pick. Across. Anderson fakes the shot. Anderson again. The senior. Lorenz, what a nice move. Wrap around through the blue paint. Epperson shot. Taken by Ernest. This has been an exhausting game where it's so hard. The energy used is not your normal hockey game. Does Michael Hage have heroics in him? 6 shots from Michigan in this overtime. 3 for Denver. Robertson, the defenseman. Here's Hage stopping. Look at that move. Hage, shot, blocked, knocked down. Moldenhauer back to the point. Fantilli's open. No room. Denver recovers so well defensively and covers their positions. Here's Sebrian. Sebrian to Harris off the bench. Here's Brown. Couldn't quite tee it up. He's got a good shot. Fresh troops on the ice. Ashcroft to the net. Tip! Oh, what a blocker save by Ivan Kovic. Another Denver redirection. Here's Perron. He had the go-ahead goal that looked like maybe a Michigan winner on the power play. Duke onside. Down to Hughes. He'll battle with Harris. And here comes Salmonen on his birthday. 8:55 local time here in Vegas. As we approach midnight on the East Coast and in Michigan. Approach 11. Leon Mullen, patience. Here's McKinney with Horkoff and Spence. Back to the point. Robertson around the net. Here's Spence. Some big bodies out there for Michigan. Good job by Jamison. He's got good size for Denver. And here comes Lorenz. He's got Epperson. Dangerous Epperson. Seems like he's got some fuel in the tank. McKinney knocks down Epperson in front of the net. Here comes Ben Robertson. Played 2 years in Cornell. From the state of Virginia, the 21-year-old junior. That's too far. This will be icing on Denver. 4:22 to go in overtime.
Ivan Kovic, the Michigan goaltender, with a tricky shot that gets deflected from low to high. Look at the reaction time there for Ivan Kovic. You don't normally see the low to high ones from that spot, Butchie. Normally it's the other way around. Quick reaction time there by 72 for the Maize and Blue.
Looks like timeout Denver.
Yeah.
Denver is taking his timeout.
Looks like Rieger Lorenz is cramping the way he's sitting on the bench there. Now he gets back up. Obviously Vegas, very dry area, very low humidity. Got to keep hydrated. He's going to try to skate this off as his body's starting to seize up on him.
Well, it gets tricky too, right, Butchie? Because you're drinking a lot of water, but there is a certain point where you almost feel waterlogged.
Yeah.
And so you have to be selective and make sure that, you know, you're pushing those electrolytes, but you're also not dousing yourself. And it does get tricky in a game where players are expending this much energy, and once the legs start to cramp up, it becomes tough. Quint, I know you got something for us.
No, just Lorenz drinking some kind of mixture that was kind of a weird yellow-colored mix, some kind of bug juice that had some magic in it. It was not water, I'll tell you that much.
A little Himalayan sea salt, a little sodium in you.
The electrolytes, the electrolyte package. Every morning, first thing, Colby, electrolytes.
I'll do one better. You just put some Himalayan salt in there and get rid of all the natural flavors.
That's also good too. overtime. The winner to the national championship game, John Butchergross, Colby Cohen, Quint Kesnick in Las Vegas. Fantilli. Duke. Fantilli shot. Deflected high off the glass. McMorrow will get to it first. He's taken down. Perron has it. Perron in front. Here's Hughes. Slowly back to Fantilli. Deflects to Moldenhauer. He's battling behind the net with Buckberger. Duke is way down low, the defenseman. Now Fantilli, very aggressive as Michigan. Chizowski's able to clear. Race for the puck. Down goes Anderson. Down goes the linesman. The shot goes wide from Chizowski. Physical game for players and officials.
Certainly has been an eventfully physical overtime. Tyler Duke gets the stick in between Kent Anderson's feet. We got a little collision. That might have been a penalty, Butchie. Just maybe.
Shot! Burrows blocked. The way these games often end is off an offensive zone draw and just get a clean face-off win. You can tee it up. That's how Ernest he scored, and Burrows had a chance there. Tipped in by Shifsky. Draper, Shifsky, and Ernest. The veterans across through the crease. Fantilli out there again. Both teams with 6 defensemen and the extra forward. Under 3 to go in overtime. McKinney. Fantilli and deep. Page is out there with McKinney and Horkoff. Horkoff seals off the wall. So does Hage.
Oh, Buckberger's cut on his hand.
Yes, his glove is off. His hand is bleeding. Here comes Salmonen. Penalty, Horkoff. He can't believe it. A slash is the call. A penalty called in overtime.
No Buckberger for the power play.
Michigan 44, minor penalty for slashing.
Standards seem to be slipping. Here's the call.
I don't know about that one, Butchie. I thought maybe the trip.
It was kind of a slap on the hands, and he might have given him the first one, and the second one he didn't give him. Dave, stick to the hands. Is that an automatic kind of call?
Stick to the hands. There has to be some sort of impact on the play. In the referee's judgment, he felt there was an impact on that play. I didn't think it was very hard.
Yeah, kind of tappy.
Tough.
Isn't that stick on stick though, Jax? Do you see the video there that we're rolling through? It's like he gets him right on the stick. I guess it is parallel though, right, by the book.
Well, the first tap goal, it was a stick blade on the flat part, back of the hand.
Got it.
I don't really think there was a whole lot of impact there, but technically he did touch the glove.
Okay.
Tough call late in this game, though.
That's right on the top of the glove. It did certainly affect his ability to get more on the shot. One more, Dave, to put a bow on that.
Bucci, when I'm watching that angle, that did impact his follow through. The stick came down on the glove as he was trying to follow through. He wasn't able to get the shot off, the quality of shot he should have been able to get. So having seen that replay right here as he's about to shoot, you see the fault, the stick comes in, impacts the hand. I like that call when I see it from that angle.
Yeah. Kind of like a jump shot when you get a guy on the wrist. That's the hockey equivalent. If you time it just as he's about to shoot it, that does affect his ability to shoot. So
yeah, I'm glad we worked through that because I think that's a great point by Jax. That last camera angle, you really could see that. And, you know, the penalties, power plays, 5 power plays for Denver, 1 for Michigan. Of course, Michigan 1 for 1 as Brandon Naurato looks on. And I mentioned Boston Buckberger, who played on that first power play since probably the second period. I think David Carl's looking down the hallway right now just to see the status of him, because Buchberger's a guy that they've been using on that top power play.
And looking for the video where Buchberger might have been injured. This is where we think it is.
Yeah,
he's on the ice flat. You see Horkoff stepped on his hand area.
I mean, you could see the blood, and he was showing the bench his hand, so he definitely cut his hand.
Watch Horkoff kick the puck and then follow through on top of the glove.
That's just a really unlucky play.
Oh, man.
Hopefully the cut's not too deep.
That looks deep. Right there. That is such a dangerous, possibly awful situation. So let's hope it. Even if they can stitch that up, that's your fingertip, man. I think that would make it tough to handle the puck from here on out.
These guys are pretty tough. There's a way you can tape it. The adrenaline is still buzzing.
And we could have an overtime intermission again here, and you'll have plenty of time to do that. And we'll see going forward.
I'll be interested to see who plays that right flank, if they use a one-timer option or if it's one of those forehand downhill looks. It looks like Chizowski, Harris, Caswell, Epperson, Holtkamp, and expect to see Caswell at the top of the power play.
Harris and Holtkamp are the two best shooters out there for Denver. Epperson is just slippery. He can play make. Chizowski has all kinds of vision.
Remember Shifsky had a shorthanded goal against Duluth in the regional. Keep an eye on that if Shifsky gets out on the ice.
Epperson is great for zone entries, like right there. But Michigan has an easy clear. 5 penalties tonight on Michigan, 1 on Denver. The one chance Michigan had, they scored. Holtkamp, long drop to Caswell. Caswell, pretty easy entry. Chizowski. Here's Holtkamp, blocked. So dangerous if he gets a chance. Taken down, penalty. There it is. So we'll go 4-on-4 for 106, and then a 54-second power play that would carry over if Michigan doesn't score.
Denver number 12, 2-minute tripping.
There's only going to be 25 seconds left in overtime when the power play begins.
Yeah, Sam Harris getting his leg behind Draper, just taking him down. That is absolutely the right call. But look, now the ice is freed up. We'll have 1 minute and 6 seconds of 4-on-4. A little bit of extra ice for a guy like Jaden Perron to dance around the offensive zone.
2 big forwards for Denver to shot block, Lorenz and Sebrian. Got Brown and Ashcroft as defensemen.
You got an offensive-looking group against more of a defensive-looking group here.
That's Michigan versus Denver.
Denver penalties to number 12, Sam Harris.
Robertson, next goal wins.
Time of the penalty, 18 minutes, 29 seconds of overtime.
Onside on the table, take it out, much like 3-on-3 in the NHL. You can approach 4-on-4 the same way to keep possession.
Butchie, I'll tell you, Perron was open there. Robertson had a window to feed him a puck. They missed a good opportunity there.
Well, now Perron has the puck in open space. He is dangerous. Perron, oh, shot. He was looking to go short side shot.
Final minute of play in overtime.
Rayon Mullen. Good escapability. Perron fires it across, knowing Shifsky would be there. Shifsky to the net. Shot. Ashcroft got a piece of that, and it flutters into Hicks' mitt. 21 seconds left, 4-on-4, before the power play will begin. Again, about 25 seconds left for Michigan to try to beat the buzzer on the power play. Page back out there. Fantilli and Duke talk it over. Game 148 in Luca Fantilli's Michigan career. Good face-off job by Salmonen. Holtkamp. Play just kind of stops here for a second. Everyone stops moving. Penalty's going to end as Denver has the puck. Another man taken down. McMorrow. Penalty over power play Michigan. They have 25 seconds. Horkoff is hanging around center ice dot. Michigan needs the puck. Now they have it. They got 15 seconds to beat the buzzer on the power play. Chipped in. That's not going to get it done probably. Good play by Polkamp. Just don't throw it up the wall. Now he does and ices it, which is fine. And we're going to another overtime. There'll be 29 seconds of power play time. Take a drink, people. We'll be here for a while. Past midnight on the East Coast. How you feeling back there, Zubin? Welcome back to Vegas. There's nothing like college hockey. And we are going to a second overtime with a trip to the national championship at stake. Let's slide into our DMs here. And take us back to 2022. Overtime in Boston. Carter Savoy from Bobby Brink. They advance to the Natty, and they win the Natty against Minnesota State. Colby, both teams had great chances in the first overtime.
Yeah, the first one was Garrett Shifsky right on top of the blue paint, and Johnny Hicks, look at that left leg save by the Denver goaltender. And then it was the Caswell to Rieger Lorenz high tip off the crossbar. Not gonna get a cleaner look than that. And we will start this third period as David Carl looks on with the #1 power play in the country. The 1-for-1 so far tonight. Michigan Wolverines will have 29 seconds on this fresh ice sheet.
Face-off so important for Denver to get it in deep and kill some more time. So Michigan will have time to get a quick zone entry and maybe one good chance before the power play is over. Here they go. Double overtime. Robertson down below. Backhand! Oh, it does not squeak through. Johnny Hicks.
This is what you're talking about, Butchie. You know time is dying. You got to think about attacking the net, and Perron just shovels it. Now 9 seconds on this power play. Michigan's going to get at least one defenseman out on the ice. No, two with Robertson and Schock as Michael Hage comes off the ice. Let's see if Hughes can win this back to Schock for the one-timer.
9 seconds left on the power play. Hughes, 50-50. Horkoff back to Robertson. Back to Perron. Shot! Save!
Denver. That's
picked that up late. He almost kind of looked behind him, but he got his leg on it. Now Denver counters. Lorenz stops. Hughes, bothered by Harris. Boston Buckberger still not on the bench after suffering that cut to his finger late in overtime.
They're stitching him up in between periods. We'll see if he's able to get back in this game.
Got to make it really hard to grip the stick. So 5 defensemen now to begin the second overtime for Denver, who has room and bodies. They elect to rim it around the boards. Here's Brown. Shot, Caswell wide. Shot, saved by Ivan Kovic. Again, Caswell, one of those crafty players who's always looking for the bank shot or the pass. Here comes Duke, the defenseman. Duke. Shot! Shifsky trying to bat that out of midair. Icing Denver.
And that Michigan power play, not a lot of time, just trying to keep it simple. That puck actually gets deflected off Jamison and then stopped in front by Polkamp. And a big offensive zone draw here for Michigan. Valentini talking things over with Raheem Mullen. Sebrian hasn't even settled into this one yet, buying time.
The Denver native, grew up a Pioneer fan, now taking these big faceoffs. Won by Michigan, but it comes out of the zone. McKinney won it too cleanly, split his own defenseman. Moldenhauer on the wall. Here's Valentini, throws it in front, hoping that it would end up on a Michigan stick. It did not. McMorrow will pressure Ivan Kovic. Dangerous pass in front of his own net. by Rayon Mullen. And Ivan Kovic will cover up. Here's Buchberger down the tunnel there. And here he comes back on the Pioneer bench. He's ready to play again after suffering that cut. Two bloody Pioneers tonight. Harris up by the eye and Buchberger on the finger.
And Buchberger logs the second most amount of minutes on the back end for this Pioneer team.
Quinn Kesnick is feet away from Buchberger.
Yeah, retying his shoelaces. I spoke to their strength and conditioning coach, Matt Shaw. He said Buchberger and Polkamp, they're two fitness guys. They're two guys who live in the weight room who should thrive the later this game goes.
We'll see how fast Buchberger can get back on the ice. He knew his team was down to 5D. Do what he could to take some shifts, even if he can't quite handle or shoot the puck like he could earlier in this game. We'll see. Maybe he'll end up being the hero in the end. Fantilli on the gallop. Here in double overtime. Fantilli! Shot! Just wide. Polkamp can't handle. Spence. Hughes. Hughes has it. Nice little pass to Robertson. Robertson eludes to the net. And Hicks makes the save. It's like Buchberger is either taking a twirl or he's just gonna take himself just a quick warm-up twirl, not taking his shift yet.
Flexing the stick, making sure the grip's all right. He sits down and it's like he says, I'm good to go.
Now Reeder goes down the tunnel limping. 27 went down the tunnel back towards the Denver dressing room. It's a game of attrition right now. Ashcroft sends it up. That was tipped, so it's no icing. Burrows wins the race. Good play by Robertson to joust that up the wall. Michigan with some of these passes in their own zone. A little risky at times. Robertson gains the line. Looking across. Just fresh off the bench. Barnett shot blockered into the netting by Hicks. Johnny Hicks, MOP of both the NHCA tournament and the NCAA regional in Loveland. 14-0-1 coming into this one. Michigan out shooting Denver significantly, and Hicks has been a factor, and there is Boston Buchberger. First shift since the finger injury. And he has the puck. See how he handles the puck? Shoots the puck. The legs are fine. Hasn't taken a shift in a while with the overtime intermission. He'll be fresh. Makes a nice play to Harris. Harris to Epperson. Joining the play. Ken Anderson, and here come the Wolverines again. Wisconsin awaits the winner for the national championship.
You got to make sure you're keeping the puck away from the goaltender on these dumps. Otherwise, you're just feeding the other team's break.
Spence has a burst. Spence loses control. Knocked down. Good play by Polkamp. Stick battles on. Hage is back there. Good play by Hage. Steals it. Passes to Spence, but he lost control. Fantilli to the net. Tap just wide. Hughes came across. Big collision. Duke takes a hit up high. And here come the Pioneers. Salmonen towards Ivan Kovic, steers it aside. Salmonen has it. Reverses to Reeder in front. He knew Lorenz was there.
Denver just needing a little of that Rakashani magic from all those years ago.
Ashcroft with some speed, rims it around. Ivan Kovic stays in his net. Doesn't want to see a bad bounce go in front of his net in double overtime. Shifsky on the hop. Tries to go around McMurrow, can't do it. Brown. That's onside. Leo Mullen, little hesitation move. Barnett, nice pass. Shifsky That's offside. Here's the injury in the first overtime to Boston Buckberger. Watch Bill Horkoff kick the puck, and as he came down to return his skateman on the ice, it hit the glove and obviously the finger of Buckberger. Went to the room, stitched up, and he's back on the bench. And back on the ice right now with Anderson. Forecheck by McKinney. Cole McKinney, the 19-year-old from Lake Forest, Illinois.
Hey, no whistle, we move.
You can hear the referee, no whistle, we move.
It's speed.
Sent across, unable to be kept in there. By two shot. Now the Wolverines have it. Moldenhauer gains the red line, dumps it in, bouncing puck on Hicks, and he'll cover up with McKinney converging, and Michigan will have an offensive zone faceoff. The Wisconsin Badgers haven't won a national championship in 20 years. They await the winner of this. Michigan, it's been 28. Denver, it's been 2. These face-off plays where a guy can get free, get some space, and rip one from about 30 feet. 4 shots for Michigan. In overtime. Shot into the glove. It's loose, and Hicks covers up. As once again, Dakota Rayon Mullen, who's been active in this game, the 19-year-old.
He's a smooth skater and a smooth puck handler, but on that play, Butchie, like young defensemen now, they love to dive in, and I find sometimes there's actually more space if you're a little bit more patient and you just stay out high. I feel like you run yourself right into coverage.
Remember last year, double overtime in St. Louis in the semifinal game. Owen Michaels was the hero for Western Michigan. Hughes. Comes back. Hughes gets it back too far for him. Will this be icing? No, played by Hicks. Would have been, but Hicks played the puck. Kept in by Michigan. Almost a chance there for a one-touch pass to Hughes. He was ready to rip it. Here comes Denver now, 3 wide. Yeah, they're just taking that safe play down the walls, not looking for that pass across, which could turn into a turnover. Look at Perron, stick handle. Fires! What a save. That was next to the ear hole of Hicks.
Yeah, I think Denver's perfectly content just waiting for a Michigan mistake, but when you've got guys like Jaden Perron who just gets dancing around his edges, and he looks like he throws it back the other way, and it sort of handcuffs Hicks. He kind of brings his hand a little bit across the body.
Face-off won by the Pioneers. And they exit the zone. Epperson gains the red, dumps it in. Harris after it. Fantilli to Duke. Back to Fantilli. Very comfortable pairing. They know what each other is thinking. Here's Hage. Hage to Shifty, barely onside. Shifty shot! Off the mat. Where is it? Hicks doesn't know where it is, and it's underneath him, apparently. Wow, that was close again. Michigan coming within inches.
And Michael Hage taking a hit to make a play before he kicks that. Oh, wow, that was behind him. It was sitting there. Spence was closing in. Oh. Look at this camera angle. Right in his foot.
Yeah, he's not, it's wide, so if he even were to knock it, it would have knocked it wide. 3 chances so far for Michigan, nothing for Denver yet. Here in double overtime. Buckberger Long stretch pass, beautiful play. Here come the Pioneers. Burrows' quick shot is wide. Fisher. Watched there by Drew Shock. Robertson stays, covering the front of the net. Leaves it for Moldenhauer to deal with the wall battle. Deflected into the netting. Reed Varconi coming off the wall with a shot. Varconi, the 20-year-old.
Also good to see Boston Buckberger snapping it around. Look how this puck just drops and sits. Just like you scripted it.
Sebrian follows his shot. The Duke has it. Flashed through by Sebrian. And the puck goes. I don't want through the camera hole there. I don't know.
The stick wedged the door open.
That's the second time that door has opened here in Vegas. We need a better doorman. We got plenty of doormen here in town.
Just ask John Cooper what he thinks about the door. He was not real happy the other night when the door opened. One of his players calling for people to get fired. They got Tyler Duke testing it out.
Yeah, door checker. I know Brandon Flowers, lead singer of the Killers, was originally a doorman in Vegas before he hit it big with the band. Double overtime in Las Vegas. John Butchergross, Colby Cohen, Quinn Kesnick. The next goal wins, and we'll play Michigan for the national championship Saturday night on ESPN. 5 o'clock Eastern. 2 o'clock local here in Vegas. Kobe Baker awarded tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 local. DJ Hughes and Eric Kohlkamp might be late, but they're still playing hockey. Fantilli and Duke. When in doubt, Johnny Hicks covers and slows things down. Career high in saves for Hicks in this one. His magical season continues.
Quite the discrepancy, 47 to 24 in shots. Not a lot of times Hicks has let in 3 in his career either.
Like a Quinn Kesnick look. Cross face off there. Both players went down to the ice. Hicks stops it behind his net. Here come the Pioneers trying to get some offense going here. Head had nothing in the second overtime. Here's Hage. Hage gains a line. Barely onside. They let it go. It was very close. Michigan scores. They'll look at that one. Michigan will change, and so Denver will be able to exit the zone. On we go. Reeder dumps it in. Back to get it, Drew Shock. Here comes the 19-year-old, the 4th-round pick of the Anaheim Ducks. Shock has speed. Shock. Get much on that, bothered by Denver. So good at that. Draper throws it on net. Hicks is always focused. Easy stick save, and back come the Pioneers. Harris chips it in deep. Robertson back together. Shock again. Backhands it high towards Ashcroft. Bouncing puck is dangerous. Ernest too deep in the zone. Turnover. Epperson. He's good in the open ice. Rips it towards Ivan Kovic. He'll hang on with 10:08 to go in the second overtime. Next whistle will be another shovel after the 10-minute mark of overtime, as we did in the first.
Just not a lot happening right now. You're seeing a lot of chipped pucks, a lot of shots from distance, and neither team really establishing much of a forecheck here in overtime number 2.
Salmonen, he's the key face-off guy for Denver. They want him to win one here. 11-2, Michigan out shooting Denver in this double overtime. Buckberger down the wall and has it. Denver looking for some offense here off the offensive zone face-off win. They're so good in this situation. Michigan has it. Denver retreats. That's how they're coached. Hicks, Kolkamp. Salmonen up the wall. Fatigue setting in for both teams now. Trying to fight through it. Valentini. Middle of the ice. Careful. Lorenz. Burrows. Deflects wide. Brown. To Hagen Burrows, but here comes Shifsky. Fresh Wolverines off the bench behind him. Throws it in front, no one's there. Shot, save. Jason Musket with the shift. Back come the Pioneers. Reed Marconi. Beautiful move.
Fucking right towards.
Rio Mullen, nice gathering that puck and sprint away from a tired Sebrian. Musket shot towards the net, bouncing, and Hicks covers up. The defenseman, Rio Mullen, was heading to the net as Musket sent that towards the cage, and will shovel here in Vegas. Johnny Hicks, the 20-year-old, continues to shine in overtime.
Yeah, what a save on Shifsky with that leg push left to right, and everything that has come his way. He's just slowing it down, smothering pucks, giving his team a chance to live to fight another day. And the story of Johnny Hicks, 14-0-1, has not lost a game in his career. Career high in saves tonight with 49. Something about these undrafted goaltenders, Butchie, that we've seen come through this tournament over the last number of years. They find the magic.
His last loss, March 14th of 2025, over a year ago, playing for the Victoria Royals. It was a 3-1 loss to the Vancouver Giants. He's the smallest goalie of the 12 goalies on the Frozen Four rosters, 5'10", 167. But he's got a gigantic heart, great focus. And he has kept his Pioneers in this game. He is their #1 star, no matter what happens.
Gotta think Michigan looks at this as an opportunity to drum up a little bit of offense. You'll see Hughes, Hage, and Spence, two left shot defensemen.
Robertson and Schock.
Keep an eye on 10, Schock. He's the left shot right there. He's a one-timer option. If Hage can roll off that circle.
Michigan has carried the play in overtime, out shooting Denver 13-2.
Swept
in double overtime. Robertson can't advance it. Here comes McMorrow, still wheeling out there, number 22. Open in front, shot! Just wide. Sebrian was there. Chizowski found him. That is Denver hockey there. Retrieve the puck, make a pass, make the second pass to a guy in front, and he looks to pot it home. Now we saw Brink go to Savoy in Boston a couple of years ago against Michigan. Wolverines set it in deep, but they'll change. Fantilli, the defenseman, will go off the wall. He knew there's plenty of people behind him off the bench. Here's Michigan with a chance shot. Oh, just wide. Denver survives another Michigan opportunity. How many more do they have in them? Epperson, beautiful move. Pioneers in now. Caswell, always dangerous. Fresh off the bench. Sent wide by Jamison. John Anderson wants it. Kent Anderson is the hero for the Pioneers. Every goal is looked at to be sure. The officials are in the scoring area with headsets on, looking at the monitor just to make sure everything was on point here for an overtime winning goal from Kent Anderson. Kent Anderson came in from his right point position. He asked for the puck, he received it and ripped it home.
And who else but Caswell starting this playoff by buying time, and you get that two-man cycle between him and Christian Epperson, the two freshmen that we talked about most. And then Kent Anderson, the unlikely hero, sneaks in off the point, doesn't dust it off, post and in, and Denver will play for another national championship. We've said that movie before.
He had one goal this year. It's a good goal. He had one goal last year. Just his 6th career goal as a member of the Pioneers. But that one is a double overtime winner. And once again, Denver reaches the national championship game where they will face Wisconsin Saturday night. Michigan is stunned. They carried the play in double overtime. But Quinn, David Carl in Denver survives.
Congratulations, Coach. It's been a long night. How do you describe that game?
Yeah, really gutsy performance. Obviously, I mean, they played great. Our guys stuck with it. We hung in there. Our goaltender was excellent. And we found a way to make a play before they did.
Here's Coach. I want you to shake his hand. Coach, how do you characterize your freshman goaltender?
Say that again.
How do you characterize your freshman goaltender?
Oh, he's a battler. Never quits. He's unfazed. He was our best player tonight.
You looked at me and said, let's do this now. We got to get out of here. Like, recovering from this game is going to be a challenge, correct?
Oh, no, the hotel told us if we don't get back by 10:45, we don't get to eat. So we need to get the hell out of here. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Colby Cohen, you know what it feels like to be a defenseman and score a big overtime goal. Now Ken Anderson does too.
Listen, I just let him go through the handshake line, and I have lived this. And so I always want a player to have that opportunity to go through. So he's got a couple more hands to shake, and then he's going to come right over and talk to me. But look, in overtime, it is sometimes that unlikely hero. And Ken Anderson, who's going to join me right now, a guy who is so valuable to his team. He wears the C, known for the shot blocking. But tonight, you are the overtime hero, my friend.
Yeah, no, it's a great feeling. That was a hell of a game. Couldn't have done it without Johnny Hicks. He stood in there all night. Made some saves he probably shouldn't have, and we can't do this without him.
Did you ever feel like when you're sitting in the locker room between, maybe it'll be me? Usually it's a fluky one, so maybe tonight would be my night.
You know what? That's not my focus, but you know, the boys played hard, and they stuck with it. You know, it was a huge goal by Kazi and Brown, tied up in the third, and the boys stuck with it.
All right, Kent, well, you're going to play for another national championship, something you are quite familiar with, so go celebrate with your teammates, and we'll see you on Saturday, all right, buddy?
Yeah, he won the 24 Natty in St. Paul, the former Drumheller Dragon up in Alberta. There's TJ Hughes. His Michigan career is over. He came back to win a national championship. No sign of an NHL contract in the next couple of days, but how much he wanted this national championship cannot be expressed. And his career ends tonight in heartbreaking fashion as the Denver Pioneers somehow survive. Michigan carried the play. They were the better team in double overtime. But the rope-a-dope with Denver, and then waiting for their chance. And Kent Anderson finished their chance. An unlikely hero in Las Vegas. It was a gamble the way they were playing, but in the end, their gamble paid off, waiting for their chance. The national championship game will be on ESPN Saturday night, 5 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock in Denver, 2 o'clock here in Las Vegas. For everyone at ESPN, we'll see you Saturday night.